for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0823.
MoJo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Doc Thompson. Brad Staggs. The mighty MoJo 50.
Well, Nick West had a choice to make. Nick West was moving into a smaller house, and this is over in England, and he had to downsize. He had to downsize his collection to only 1,500, and he had to downsize it from 9,300. Nick West collects beer cans.
That's enough to like build a house.
That's a lot of beer cans. Some of them were empty. Some of them were full. At one point, he says he was buying 650 cans a year, and he admitted stopping that would be very painful. He started his collection back in 1975 when he was 16 years old after seeing a report on television about a man who sold beer cans to collectors in the United States. Of course, he wasn't old enough to buy it then, so he had to have his parents buy him a can or two every now and then on their weekly shop. He met his wife, Deborah. A year later at school, she bought him a beer can collecting book. So, as he points out, she knew what she was getting in for. His first can was a half pint of Heineken. Oldest can in his collection went all the way back to 1936. And I bring this up. By the way, he spent a lot of money, 25,000 pounds. That's a lot in dollars, isn't it? I mean, it's
yeah. It is.
That's a lot. It's at least $25,000. So he spent a lot of money on his collection over 42 years. So when he decided he was going to have to downsize, he took pictures of all of the individual cans. He then had to see a doctor after he developed tennis elbow and housemaid's knee. I didn't know that existed. As a result of that, he said it was a very painful thing he had to do. I bring this up because I have been going through the purge process.
You have a lot of beer cans?
I don't have a lot of beer cans, but I have everything else, apparently.
Yeah.
I stuff. And it's weird. The more stuff you get rid of, the more it seems to fill up the space. So I don't know if it's just like a sponge that you get rid of some stuff and then the rest of the stuff soaks up the space that you left behind, the empty area. But it's crazy. The stuff, I mean, just keeps appearing. You lost stuff unintentionally.
I did, but not enough.
No, but there's a psychological thing behind all of this. We'll get to that in a second. There's some other collections of people, love dolls. One guy collects love dolls.
Like blow-up dolls?
No, they're just posed, those little dolls. You can get them at IKEA. They're little posable wooden figures. So he takes them and poses them in sexual positions. Don't know why.
Is that why they're called love dolls, or is that the brand?
No, I think it's just that's why they, well, maybe he did buy love dolls. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right. Cheap blow-up dolls. You're right. He did.
Cheap blow-up dolls that he puts in sexual positions.
Yeah. All in all, he spent about $160,000 on these things.
Wow.
And he found some woman to agree with him. Graham Barker has the largest collection of belly button lint in the world.
Good Lord.
You know how that if it ever caught fire, it would be like an explosion because lint will catch fire like nobody's business. And by the way, a little an aside: never throw sawdust on a fire. You ever done that?
No.
Oh, don't do it. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire, literally. I mean, it just explodes. A guy by the name of Eric Ducharme has a collection of latex mermaid tails. He decided he was going to collect mermaid tails, and he has been doing so.
I know a guy that makes those.
Mermaid tails?
Yeah. I'm not even joking. They're extravagant.
What does he do with them? Does he sell them?
He sells them.
Is he making money?
Yes.
Damn, hashtag we are doing it wrong. He makes money selling mermaid tails?
Yes. It's actually not him specifically. He's my friend, but I think it's his daughter that makes them. And they're selling them, and they're like thousands of dollars worth for people to.
Just the tail?
Yeah, I mean, it comes from the waist down. Yeah. I'm not joking.
Wow. Okay. Well, you learn something new every day. How it's thousands of dollars? Really?
Thousands of dollars.
That blows my mind.
Hashtag we are in the wrong business.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, I can't see your computer. That's what I was trying to tell you.
I don't know.
Because I don't know if you have images of these things up there, but I typically try to show them.
Well, everything's plugged in here. I'll tell you that.
Okay, I'll keep working in.
I don't know what's going on with that. There is the largest collection of ABC nicotine gum. Barry Chappell was he started chewing Nicorette because he couldn't smoke on planes. There was no place to put the gum, so he began after he chewed it, rolling it in his fingers, twirled it around, made it into a little ball, and after he chewed every piece, he basically put them all together and now has a giant ball of chewed gum that weighs 175 pounds. So
a giant ball of chewed gum.
Yes. So that's
you know, my daughter is afraid of chewed gum. I have a daughter who is it's like, you remember that girl I was telling you about, a friend of the family who's afraid of cotton balls?
Yes.
Pulling cotton balls apart because she can hear them.
Afraid of it or just bothered?
No, like deathly afraid of chewed gum. It's the craziest thing.
So she sees it. Does she freak out?
She freaks out. Yeah, it's like seeing a bug for some people.
Huh.
Or a snake.
It is full of germs. I can understand that.
She doesn't even chew gum herself. It's
do you ever do that thing where you just take a piece and you show it, hey, here you go, here you go. Put it in her face?
I have one that's scared of ketchup.
Wow.
Yes, I know.
Interesting times at your house. Oof. Paul Brockman has 55,000 dresses in a collection that he handpicked for his wife. Over the past 56 years, he has given his wife 55,000 dresses, all of which he picked out himself.
Even if she wore one a day, she couldn't wear all of those dresses.
Yeah, it's called a little problem. Plus, I mean, two things going on here. Either he's a control freak or he has a little
I think my wife has nearly that many purses or iPhone cases.
How you could never possibly. You're right. You'd never use them. You couldn't. Guy Jin Yang has 6,000 Barbie dolls. He's 33-year-old. He lives in Singapore. He has
literally Barbie dolls, not like Ken dolls.
No, not like
Barbie dolls.
6,000 Barbie dolls and 3,000 other dolls dominate three sides of the main room of his house, spill over into 9 mirrored cabinets in his dressing room and the shelves of his study. Chris Reed has the world's largest Super Soaker collection. He has 340 Super Soakers, including 240 unique designs. The others are color variations or duplicates. Robin Amato has 3,000 Raggedy Ann dolls. And Vic Klinko has the world's largest hot sauce collection. 6,000 bottles of them from around the world. Paul Luke has the world's largest collection of milk bottles.
The old milk bottles like they used to deliver
like
and sit in the front.
Yeah, So we collect weird stuff, and for whatever reason, it is just so hard to get rid of it. There's something about getting rid of stuff that you...
At some point, the collection crosses over into the fact that it might be worth something in your mind.
Yeah,
I guess.
but I mean, and with the Barbies, it might be. With the milk bottles, I guess it might be a market out there, but
I don't see a market for chewed bubble gum.
No.
But then again, we are talking about it.
Or the lint.
Or the belly button lint.
Right. Yeah, I think we mentioned that some guy a couple of weeks ago had a toenail collection.
Oh, what?
Yeah, largest collection of clipped toenails. So
I know you like toenails.
Oh, gotta love toenails. Especially in the corner right there where it's like sock lint gets collected. So I was reading about a couple who's trying to get rid of, they were moving into a much smaller house. They were downsizing from a 4,000 square foot house to like a 2,000. And they had bunt cake pans. And she said, as they were going through all their stuff, she said, I'll never make a bundt cake, but I'm having the worst time getting rid of the bundt cake pans. Travel books that are decades old. That some of the countries have changed the names.
What? Okay, wait a minute. They're having trouble getting rid of them.
Yeah, it's the letting them go. And for whatever reason, it's hard.
Okay, so they're not trying to sell them.
No. Who's going to buy a bundt cake pan?
Exactly.
Thing?
Just throw the shit in the trash.
But that's it. That's where it becomes difficult.
They can't extract their feelings from them, I guess. That's what.
And we just went through a bunch of CDs and DVDs and books. And, 4 of those big plastic crates full took them down to the half-price books place. And, it's a hit or miss down there because sometimes you'll walk out with a couple $100, and this time, literally for 4 big plastic crates and some good books in there, too, $24. Which is an indication books are not doing well. If you have a collection of books, you might as well just they're just, people don't buy books anymore.
Do you like to go to flea markets?
Yeah.
Do you?
But then you end up buying crap.
Exactly. My wife loves flea markets, and she will go to the ones that have the piles of crap in the booth
and
climb to the top of the pile of crap and bring some crap home and then stick the crap in my garage where the crap stays for the rest of our lives.
You need to have a serious talk. You need to assert your manhood.
No. That's
you need to.
That's my wife's thing, because God knows I have a crap ton of freaking computer stuff.
Well, but you use that in your business, so there's a little difference there. Plus,
that's correct.
You're
Brad.
the king of the house. You get to. Why are you letting the underlings tell you what to do?
Whatever.
Jeez. Well, there is actually a scientific reason behind it that I discovered. We'll talk about that in a second. If you weight loss, it's even hard to get rid of fat. Not that you don't want to get rid of it, it's just tough to do. And there are a few scientifically evidence-based things you can do. Drinking water, especially before meals, makes you feel fuller. Eating eggs for breakfast, they can help you lose weight. Studies show that replacing a grain-based breakfast with eggs can help you eat fewer calories for the next 36 hours, as well as lose more body weight and fat. If you don't eat eggs, that's fine. They say any source of quality protein for breakfast should do the trick. Drink coffee, they say, preferably black. That can help you lose weight. Drink green tea. Try intermittent fasting. If you're trying all those things, still, it's tough to do. You may need that extra little kick, and that is Riduzone. If you go to riduzone.com, that's the little magic. I'm not going to call it a magic pill. It's not a magic pill. It has OEA in it. That is a molecule that they find a lot in the Mediterranean diet. It can help you feel fuller faster. It's non-stimulant. It can help speed up a slow metabolism. Because as we know, the older you get and the more you work out, the slower your metabolism can get. And we all die in the end anyway.
That's correct.
Screw it all. Let's just go eat. Now, when it hurts to tie your shoes when you're out of breath, hurts to get in and out of the car. It's like trying to pull yourself out of the car. It might be time. If you're pushing maximum density, you know that.
That's where I'm at. Maximum
pushing maximum density. If you're doing that, it's time for Riduzone. Go to riduzone.com and get a 30% coupon off of 3 bottles there at riduzone.com. Now, the reason that it is so hard, according to, and I'm starting to think Marie Kondo and I think there's destiny is trying to put us together because her name keeps popping up everywhere I go. She wrote a book called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. She's sold millions of copies of this book. It's been on the bestseller list since 2014. And she said there is a link between, and here's the key, the objects you struggle to get rid of are likely tied to your self-worth. Not your net worth, not your money, but who you are. And you don't think of those objects as yours, you think of them as you. Like scrapbooks.
So all of the crap that my wife has, she believes is a part of her self-worth?
Yeah, it's her, yeah. Study found that people struggle the most to part with possessions that lack monetary or functional value. That's why people who lose their possessions to burglaries or fires report the psychological damage is far worse than the financial loss. It's the scrapbook thing.
Well, having personally experienced that, I don't see that that's the case for us. We were kind of happy that we lost a bunch of crap. But for some reason,
why were you collecting the crap in the beginning?
That's a good question.
It's her,
but for some
right?
reason, we're back to collecting crap.
Yes. It is a, let's see, according to researchers, the items you hang on to are likely to be linked directly to your self-worth. People measure their self-worth in different areas. While one person may link their worth to their physical appearance, someone else may think that their value stems from other people's approval. Whatever objects you cling to the most are likely the ones that fuel your self-worth. I went through a scrapbook, and I realized this scrapbook was from 1977, and the first half of it was football.
Was it your scrapbook?
Yeah.
I mean, like you playing football?
Me playing football. It had newspaper articles, on the team and blah, blah, blah. Now, it was the first team I bet on, and we were undefeated because we were bad to the bone, let me tell you what. Still had 2 of the patches in there in the scrapbook.
Yeah, but I can see personal possessions being something that you'd want to hang on to.
But what the hell am I ever going to do with that? I'm not going to go
show it to your grandkids.
I don't even like my kids. They don't like me. I mean, well, you know what? I'll tell you one thing that
one day you'll be sitting with your kids and you'll just say, my father handed me down this, and I want to give you this, and it works in the movies.
It does work in the movies. Well, the thing with scrapbooks, there was actually something, and I'm doing this with these because I realize every scrapbook you own is an inch and a half thick.
Yes.
And damn it, why do they make them the size they make them? They don't fit on any bookshelf I've ever seen. Most bookshelves are 9 inches deep-ish. And they vary in height because you can adjust the shelf. But they're never that deep. So every time you put a scrapbook on a shelf, it sticks out half the way and it looks like crap, which is irritating. So nobody, when they were building shelves in the beginning, ever foresaw the advent of scrapbooks. That's the first problem.
Do you or your family still have photo albums? I know that's what I'm talking about.
Scrapbooks or photo albums, same thing. So the one woman took, she had a little issue with scrapbooks and things like that. So she took, bought a little light tent and started taking pictures of every page. And that's what I started doing with I have the Scanner Pro app on my phone, and you can just center it up over the page. It lines up, boop, takes a picture of it, and you can actually digitize your whole scrapbook.
Store it digitally, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we store all of our pictures from our phones automatically sync to our Dropbox account. You know how many pictures we have out there right now? Digital pictures.
How many?
Over 120,000.
I was going to say, every time I look at my
120,000 digital images
on my phone right now, 11,182 photos, 1,130 videos. But these are all very important. I can't delete them. Every one of them. I mean, there's a picture of my hand.
And about every third week I go back through and I'm like, I got to find that picture. Where in the hell is that picture?
That's because you can't find it because it's nestled among 1,000 others. And that hoarding statistics. According to hoarding statistics, about 5% of the entire population in the universe display some sort of clinical hoarding. The percentage is twice the rate of OCD, 4 times the rate of schizophrenia and bipolar disorders. Some of the characteristics these people display include getting numerous items that are absolutely useless and refusing or neglecting the act of getting rid of the items.
That's
sound familiar?
Yeah, it does, actually.
Cluttering living and working spaces to a point where it cannot be used, and the inability to return borrowed items, which most of the time leads to theft, are taken into consideration when coming up with hoarding statistics, by the way. Pay no attention to the book I borrowed from Ian Punnett years ago.
We used to loan out our DVDs back in the DVD days to our kids, and we ended up having to get an app for our phone or our computer at the time because the phones didn't do it, that tracked which ones we loaned out because they would take like 10, 15 of them at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet Ian Punnett wishes he had an app that he would have told him I had it had his book since 1992.
We probably had 450 DVD movies up in our media room, burnt to a crisp.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, I mean, you become a slave to your stuff. That's the problem, is that you think you want all these things. You think you're going to use the stuff. I mean, I went to, Friday night, we went to Raider, and Beth and I went to the Grapevine Festival, Street Festival. They had the craft beer thing you buy. Yeah. So, for it was $18, you get a little, glass and you can sample all the beer. So I get home and I went to put those things in the cupboard and I'm like, damn, there is nowhere to put a glass in this cupboard. It's full, dozens of drinking glasses and cups and mugs
and there's probably 4 of them you use.
Yes. I don't like people. I don't have people over to the house. So there's never going to be a time where we use 8 glasses at once. Seriously, I mean, there's dozens of glasses. Never use them, ever, and yet there they stay in the cabinet. Why do we do that? Why do we have 12 plates
for the eventuality?
Right, just in case I decide to throw a dinner party. You never know. I might run into 12 people I really like and want to have them over for dinner one night.
China. People used to get China for their wedding, right?
Yeah, there's check the back corner of the 3rd room, and as you walk in our front, to the right, you'll find the stack of China that no one will buy,
What
by the way.
was that used for?
Beats the shit out of me.
We don't even use China when we have people over for Thanksgiving.
No, because it's too now. You don't want to use good China. You can
because somebody will break it.
Yep. Why do you own it? It's crazy the things that we do, and
that's because back in the day, people would hand me down their china, and I mean it was an heirloom, but now, people don't give a damn about that. We have a china cabinet; it looks pretty.
Yes, it does. And every time you move, you got to pick the damn thing up and put it on the truck and hope it doesn't break.
That's a fact.
Wait until you hear some of the traits that are common with hoarders. They're not pretty. Get to those in a second. You've never been to Adam and Gwen's house, have you?
I have not.
I mean, some people have said they're hoarders, but I don't think so. I've never been there. But I know Adam at least has a hot tub. If you go to therichsolution.com, you will not find pictures of their home. However, you will find the reason that Gwen started all of this. When you have that near-death experience and you are staring it right in the face, you realize, damn, I'm going to be gone one day. I sure would like to leave something behind, something positive, so that when people think of me, they think of good things. And that's what Gwen has done. She wanted to leave behind a positive legacy. She wanted to create something that would actually be good for people. She wrote a book. It's called Stop Complaining, Make Your Own Luck. You will find that over at therichsolution.com. You will also find her line of purses. And again, if you look at these purses that Gwen makes, each one has a person behind it. It's amazing. And if you haven't read Gwen's story yet, if you're new to the program, she faced breast cancer while she's and she's still facing cancer, obviously, because it's in remission, but it's still there. She broke her neck. She's endured decades of marriage to Adam. She's an incredible woman. She's got Her show over on Spoonie, Monday,
Adam's
Wednesday,
like,
Friday.
gee, thanks.
He knows. Are you kidding? Of all the people who knows what she goes through, Adam knows. So go to therichsolution.com and don't forget to take part in the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge that is happening over on Facebook. Well, we'll see if they release. She was in Facebook jail for a while, which is crazy, but hey, whatever. Over on the Twitter, who was it? Was just saying he had was it MoJo Jedi saying I have 12 photos on my phone. Learn how to sync people. Mine are synced. I mean, I have 12,000 on the phone, and they're 12,000 up on iCloud too.
Mine are synced. That's the problem. I've got 120,000 on Dropbox.
Yeah. I mean, they're synced. You don't want to go through your life without a backup.
My wife takes
stinky, you said it.
My wife takes pictures of pictures.
She has a little problem, doesn't she? Your Daily Mojo.
Happily promoting the 4 F's: freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. MoJo 50.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com. Here's your 2-minute drill. It's official, America. Mayor Pete Buttigieg is the new official face of the Democratic Party. Wait, you didn't get the memo? Well, maybe that's because you don't watch MSNBC, but they have told us Mayor Pete is the future. Listen to Joe Scarborough.
Well, I've seen the future of the Democratic Party, and it's Mayor Pete. It may not be in 2020.
Right.
Perhaps it's in 2024 or beyond, but this guy is going to play an important role in the mainstreaming of the Democratic Party.
Really, the mainstreaming of the Democratic Party includes no consideration for the life of a baby inside a woman, ever.
Do you believe at any point in pregnancy, whether it's at 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 24 weeks or whenever, that there should be any limit on a woman's right to have an abortion?
You know, I think the dialogue has got so caught up on where you draw the line that we've gotten away from the fundamental question of who gets to draw the line. And I trust women to draw the line.
That answer got a huge round of applause, and I think it's fascinating that we're no longer even talking about the life inside of the woman as a human life. We've completely written that off. When did that happen? When did the Democratic Party completely eliminate the consideration that the baby could be a human being? I get it. We see your future, Democrats. Testudo, my friends. Testudo.
Mike Opalka's 2-minute drill is powered by MoJoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com.
The Daily Mojo.
So that's what I like about the Jackhole Nation and the Jill Holes out there. ELS Stealth Jackhole says, I use my China dishes every day. They're plates. You're supposed to eat off of them, not look at them. Yes. The problem with buying the expensive ones that all match is eventually someone's going to break one. And then you're going to be pissed off at that person.
Because then they won't make that kind anymore.
Right. Then you got
They won't make that style.
I've got to find the Mikasa golden floral pattern because they broke one of them.
And then you go to eBay looking for somebody who has that style. And then you get hooked on eBay.
Yes.
And then you sell shit on eBay every day.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean... Robert found,
you see how it worked out.
Well, but that's part of the thing, the ways to get rid of stuff. Robert on over on the Twitter says, does real Brad Staggs have a hat for Friday nights for Friday's name drawing? For the gun. And that's the hat. See the picture there of the hat. That's the one that I repaired, and it's over on
it looks
eBay.
good, Brad.
Doesn't it? Thank you. I learned how to repair a top hat. I may be opening a top hat repair business soon.
That top hat has like springy gears in it.
It has panache. That's
not what I was thinking.
That hat has panache.
But it's way too small for anybody's head.
I know. Dude had a little bitty head who wore that thing. Thing measures like 21 inches around. I don't know what the average head measures.
Probably 24. Because, I mean,
it's a tiny
it was small.
head.
And Brandon's got a small head.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't fit on his.
Tiny brain. Yeah, it's a cool hat though. I mean, look at those lines. It's on eBay right now. My username Brad Staggs, all one word. It could be yours. Bid high, bid often. In talking about the stuff that we keep and the stuff we're trying to get rid of, going back to Marie Kondo, she says if you place a lot of value in success, you may have trouble getting rid of anything that serves as a tangible reminder of your accomplishments. A plaque from your last job, an expensive watch that no longer works, or a stack of old college transcripts that may represent your achievement.
Football trophies from high school.
Uh-huh. And the reason a lot of this even came up with me is after Doc decided to take a jog, he left stuff here, stuff at the house in Arkansas, and you end up going through stuff.
Yeah.
And then you think, and by the way, I'm still working on getting all this stuff on eBay. I'll let you know what's there. But I mean, you're leaving your kids something, you're leaving them a chore when you're gone because they've got to go through all that crap and all of the scrapbooks that, look at this, look at Dad when he was 4. Now what are we going to do with it? I don't know, throw it away. Or they have to store it for the next 200 years. It just,
it's a sentimental thing, Brad.
Yeah.
Especially on the death of a family member. You know, the kids will want to keep it. I mean, I've still got, look, what do I have on top of my speaker in here?
Back up. The kids will want to keep it.
The kids will want to keep it to remember their
They'll want to keep
family member.
Okay, that's where you hit it on the,
yeah.
It, not all of it. They'll want like one thing. And now there's the oddball out there who will want, I want everything that he ever had, that he ever touched. But yeah, you have the hat. Whose hat was that?
This was my grandfather's hat right here. Look,
that's a cool hat.
MC Rogers, 1917 to 1999. This hat was from the 50s.
Was he a reporter?
He was not, but I stuck that in there like that.
No, it looks like a reporter's hat, though, doesn't it?
I keep this hat for sentimental reasons. I don't wear the damn hat.
Right.
But there's no telling how old this hat is. I wish I could tell, but I like the look of it. I set it up here on the.
No, you're absolutely right.
Me of my grandfather.
Yes, and it's a thing that reminds you of you. Now you don't have 18 things that remind you of your grandfather. The one thing there, because otherwise you'd end up having to be a caretaker for all of the stuff.
That is a fact,
and that's just it. I mean, having a couple things here and there, but just the stuff everywhere. And I don't care if you keep your stuff. Keep your stuff. I'm just saying it feels. It's almost like a weight is lifted off
Our
you.
studio is becoming one of those.
I know. If everybody brings their stuff here and leaves it with us, I'm starting to think they clean out their garage and then drop it off here.
This shot right here, people can see that wheel over in the bottom right-hand corner.
Thanks, Raider.
Raider said, look, I designed this for Yamaha. Let me bring it up here and stick it with the rest of y'all stuff.
But
it's cool. It's very nice.
It's shiny.
And we've got a chicken on the shelf.
Well, the chicken is the suspicious package Friday package of the week.
Oh, I see. That's right.
It's below the sword of iniquity on the wall. And then a couple of things, we have stuff that represents different people in here. So it's a conglomeration of
one
items.
of our family members, one of our show host family members messaged me one day and says, what is all the crap you have in your studio?
That was Gwen. She was the one. I mean,
she said, what is all that crap?
Well, she did that on the day, too, that we had just opened packages and there was stuff all over the floor. And she thought we looked like a college dorm. What's it to you, Gwen? Clean up your own damn house. Remove the log from your eye first.
A college dorm.
Some of the personal traits that are common with hoarders: impulsiveness, vulnerability, neuroticism, anxiety, depression, perfectionism, indecisiveness, and self-consciousness, among others. By the way, when you get rid of stuff, if you get rid of things that remind you or feel like part of your self-value, you can actually experience sadness and even depression. Yeah. And I'll admit that when I threw away after I took the pictures of the photo album and I threw it in the trash, I'm like, but what if I want that patch? I will never want that patch.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, the things that we decide that we're going to hold on to through time. It's really weird.
It is absolutely the case. I mean, there are times where I throw stuff out and then I take it completely out of the house, take it out, take it to a dumpster, throw it in a dumpster. That's the key.
That's it. Once you
have to get it away from you.
Yeah, and that's what they say in a garage sale. Once you bring it outside,
never bring it back in.
Right, yeah. That's
take
the
it
key.
to Goodwill or throw it away or
and
whatever.
It does.
That's right.
Once you've committed, because that's the commitment line. Once you take it out the door, it is. It's some weird psychological commitment line. Once you've crossed over that, it's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to live.
You know, my wife, I talk about her being a hoarder because she likes to keep all this stuff in the garage, but she is fascinated by that show.
Oh, it's a fascinating show to watch. Hoarders is amazing when you watch that thing. I mean, because you picture yourself in there. How could anybody live like that?
No, she uses it to rationalize. I am not that bad.
She's doing
Thank God I'm not that bad.
Wow, you really need to exert your dominance in that. You have to got an issue.
Look, brother, it's not my wife I'm worried about. It's my mama.
Mm-hmm.
Although she's gotten better, you can actually sit at her kitchen table now.
Hey, I have a friend whose dad does that. He bought like 5 back when VCRs were popular. 5 at a time and set them in the garage and never used them. And just
in case one goes bad,
right? You never know when you're going to need a backup VCR. And you can do that with anything. You see something on sale for it was me at the Target end cap. Oh, look at that! That cable is only $1.99. That used to be $40.
Got to spend money to save money, Brad.
Oh yeah. Well, you never. I might need that cable one day. You never know. And if I don't get it now for $1.99,
I have plastic bins full of cables outside.
Yes.
And then when I need a cable,
do
I go to the plastic bin and look for it?
Go to Amazon because it's closer.
I go to Amazon and have one delivered.
Yes. It's easier.
That's it. I'm getting rid of my cables.
I'm telling you, cables are and then once you get rid of them, that'll be the one day that you need the USB 3 to whatever name your connector.
Brad, Beth brought a box of cables from JDRF up here. The box of cables is a wreck. It is sitting in our storage room right behind you. Do we ever get in that cable box and get cables out?
No. Of course not. And that's why they sell every year millions of dollars worth of cables. That's why the cable business is still in business, because we continue to buy the cables instead of using the ones that we have. It's crazy. It really is. I'm telling you, it's a strange, cathartic experience when you start getting rid of stuff. When you start just unloading it, it makes me feel better anyway.
I need a catharsis. Maybe I'll do that.
It really does. There's something about it. And, if
I can ever find about 3 days straight where I'm not doing anything else, I'm going into the garage and just start dragging crap out onto the driveway.
Yep. And have a garage sale. Make some money, and then you can go out and buy more stuff. Or just have it delivered on Amazon. Either way. 5G is, how long have they been promising us 5G networks?
A couple of years.
They're still not here.
There are some places that have it. There are some phones that use it.
Very few.
Trey from Trey's Chowdown over here, one of our Spoonie hosts, he actually has a phone with 5G on it.
In downtown Dallas, AT&T has 5G in Dallas, and you can get 600 feet of range from the cell tower. That's how good it is right now. The MoJo, was it the Z3 with the MoJo mod? That's the first 5G phone. They say it's going to be a couple of years,
it's phenomenally fast. I know that
it is fast. 1.3 gigahertz speed, or gigabyte speeds rather. It's they say it's going to take a while. The reason I say that, I mean, you can wait for the latest trend in mobile phones. I mean, if you're a person who does not, you don't need to have the latest and greatest. You go to Patriot Mobile, and you can get some phones for $1. It's pretty amazing. I mean, they're not going to be the latest and greatest. They're going to be a phone that actually works, and you can text on, you can call people and talk to them on it if you are into such things. And the best part is you'll be most likely saving money over the account you have right now, and you're not going to be funding those progressive left-wing crazy causes. You are going to be funding things that make a difference to you. You can go to the front page of there. If you go to patriotmobile.com/mojo50, that way we get credit. They know you came because we told you about them. And why not? You can go to their website and see exactly who they fund. They fund things like the NRA, the Heritage Foundation, FRC Action, the Susan B. Anthony List, and more. And you can, like I said, you can save money. And you can find out if the coverage is good in your area, because it doesn't matter what they do and who they contribute to if the coverage is sucky where you live. So you can find out if it's good where you live. Simple. I mean, great people. We had Maury in here the other day. They are giving them all kinds of grief on Facebook. I don't know about Twitter, but I know on Facebook they were having trouble placing advertising.
Yeah. They couldn't even post a thank you note.
It's insane.
Because I think it had a hashtag MAGA in it.
Uh-huh. It's crazy what's happening right now in this country. It is nuts. So if you want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem, you go to patriotmobile.com/mojo50 and get yourself a Patriot Mobile account.
Speaking of Facebook, for those of you who think we're on Facebook right now, we are not. So if you're listening, however, if you want to watch us, you'll have to go to mojo50tv.com or mojo50.com and click on Mojo50 TV. We're only broadcasting the first 5 minutes of our show.
It's like a tease.
Yeah, it's
like, you can touch me right here. Right. Get your hand a little close. Nope. Can't go any further than that. Go any further than that.
You only get to first base on Facebook.
Put a ring on it. You're going to touch it there. First 5 minutes of the show, and then off to Mojo50. Because they're going to do it to us eventually. We're just shortening the time span that it takes. Fully loaded high caliber kitty says, I cannot get rid of stuff. Every time I purge, I find a need for an item the next week. Never fails. Okay. Keep your stuff.
But you know, it's the thought of that happening, Brad, that keeps people from throwing stuff away.
Yes, it does.
I haven't used this in a year and a half. I haven't used it in 5 years. Here it is sitting in the garage. I haven't used it ever. But as soon as I throw it away, I'm going to need it.
You think. And it's
well, no, it's because it's in your subconscious, and now you know you had it. But now you'll find a need
find a
for
reason.
it.
You create the reason that you need it. Homeward Bound Onion, a great suggestion for a reality show is to get a hoarder addicted to cocaine and watch them sell all of their stuff to support their addiction.
What the hell?
That's pretty funny. Crusader Vol, I actually used 2 cables from my box of cables last night. And cables are a weird thing.
The only cable that I ever really go and dig for are network cables, Ethernet cables, because I'm always constantly needing those.
Yeah.
But like power cables and stuff, look, I dread going and trying to match up a power cable to the piece of equipment that I've got that I need a power cable for. And then you've got to look at, oh my God, just order one.
I know. It's crazy. I do the same thing. Pickled Squirrel says our basement looks like Olson's Mercantile from Little House on the Prairie. It may be crowded, but we're ready for the EMP. That's true.
There is that.
That's true. Hang on. Where did she go? Here she is.
That's true.
That's true.
I miss her. Mojo Jedi, if we take it out for a garage sale and it doesn't sell, it doesn't go back into the house. It's
perfect.
Yes, that's
the way to do it.
That is the absolute rule you have to follow if you want to get rid of stuff. And
if garage sailors see, it's okay. So my mother-in-law lives with me.
Right.
Her and my wife like garage sales. Well, my mother-in-law really likes them, but they'll go to garage sales.
I was going to say, having them or
buy
going
somebody else's crap, bring it home, put it in our garage, and then in a couple of years, we'll sell it in a garage sale.
Yes.
And if we don't sell it in a garage sale, you know what garage sellers, they just don't understand. If you wait till the end of the garage sale, and then you follow that person over to Goodwill.
I hate those people. I hate those. If I have a garage sale, I hate the people that say, I'll just come back at the end.
But Brad, do you have people that drive around your neighborhood? Like if you put an old grill or an old lawnmower or an old TV out by the curb, it disappears in about an hour?
Well, no, here's the secret to that.
We do.
Because a lot of times you'll put something out, no one will touch it. If you put a sign on it that says $25, they'll steal it.
Yeah, I put a sign on a lawnmower one day that said free.
No one took it.
Nobody took it.
Exactly. You put a sign on it that says $50, leave it out overnight, it'll be gone. Promise you that. It works every time.
What a world we live in.
It works every time. And that's what I discovered in Nashville. Now, I still fight this too. I'll be driving down the alley behind the house. There's stuff people have set out. I did that with a not a tripod, a little table stand the other day. And I drove by and went, why are they throwing that away? That looks, I could maybe.
I need that.
I could use that. And I thought for a minute, but it's like, you idiot, shut up.
My wife has this problem with finding like dressers and little stuff. And she's like, I'm going to bring that home and I'm going to redo it.
Right.
The shit sits in the garage until we throw it away.
If I redo that, I can sell it for $200. I just found $200.
I've got 3 things in the garage right now. She's been threatening to redo for, I don't know, a couple of years.
Yes. It's a trait a lot of us share. Which
she's either not listening right now or she's going to listen back to this later and I'm going to be dead.
Oh, she's just getting the house ready for you. You just go ahead and go to sleep, baby.
What?
I love you. You know, we're all good. Go to sleep. You just go to sleep. Lark, Hef, and Farkin, hashtag what I learned today. Make sure you use that so we can find you. At my apartment complex, if you want to get rid of something, put it by the dumpster. We have regular dumpster divers who pillage the dumpster.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. We have people who drive around and pillage your front yard. But the dumpster divers at apartments?
Have you ever gone dumpster diving?
No, I have not, actually.
Oh, I have.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
We actually have a video of you dumpster diving and found some chocolate or something.
It was a donut, thank you.
Oh, a donut.
You don't throw away perfectly good donuts. No, there was a... I actually gave
so nasty.
I gave my dad. It was good. It's chocolate.
I'm sure it was.
It was yummy. It was still in the bag with some other stuff.
Then again, I have a story of when I was growing up, I would find candy bars on the street half eaten. Dude, I would pick that joker up and eat it if it was still in the wrapper. My family goes,
well, yeah.
Oh, that's so nasty. I'm like, I didn't die. Probably built my immune system up.
Right, but what if somebody had taken a needle and injected it with heroin? Because you find that all the time, right? The candy bars on the street would inject it with heroin.
She's listening.
See? I told you. She, one year, I worked at Opryland in Nashville.
I just got a message that says, Brad is like the smoker who quits and now preaches to the world about how you should all quit.
No, I'm not no, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you to get rid of your stuff. I'm just telling you my story. You can keep your stuff. You can get rid of it. I don't care. Sit there in your junk pile. Watch it collect bugs. Go ahead, become a hoarder. It's all right, Misty. We're
both getting in so much trouble right now.
Not me.
Folks, tomorrow, if tomorrow is a replay, then you'll know that.
No, but it's probably a good time to tell you that Thursday and Friday will be. One year I was working at Opryland in Nashville, and they had just thrown away a bunch of stuff, and I mean it was good stuff too. And I was in that dumpster, let me tell you what. And I found good stuff in there. I even gave my dad a jacket that I had found in the dumpster at Opryland. It was a good coat. He liked that too. Up until he died and he didn't wear it so much anymore. But yeah, I mean, you can find some good stuff in dumpsters. And it's a shame to let it go to waste. Timmy, how are you, sir? Are you in the air?
Yeah. We've entered you to win a free 7 Mile iClub membership. And,
nice. Do I get to?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to blame my parents for my hoarding capabilities because they grew up during the Great Depression and they saved everything.
Well, actually, they say it is genetic.
Oh my God!
There's some of it is genetic.
Yes.
Believe it or not, they actually have drawn the genetic lines to hoarding. And you're right, because of people who grew up in the Depression. That's why you find them when we were going through the ex's parents' house and all of his storage room, like just jars and jars of nuts and bolts and parts and pieces of stuff because they never knew when they were going to use it.
Absolutely. My father and mother were just like that. My father had a 2-story garage. It was loaded with every kind of tool you can imagine from back in the before BC. And we learned how to hoard stuff, and I'm hoarding stuff to this day. I have a whole room dedicated to my junk, and I'm trying to find places on the plane right now to put more junk.
It's a weird.
So there you go.
It's a weird obsession. It really is.
The obsession is worse if you travel.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I can. Ron, I can relate to you, buddy, because I got every cable known to man. I got spools of Cat 5 cable that probably can stretch around the planet 5 or 6 times.
Do you still have like phone cable? You know, the stuff that wasn't terminated at each end. It was just the 3 wires or 5 wires.
That's what he's talking about.
Spools of that.
The spools of the cable.
Yeah, but without any terminals at the either end. Yeah.
No, I've got freaking 300 feet of it in the garage right now. I don't know what I'm going to use it for.
Nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got the connectors and the tool to put the connectors on the end of the Cat 5 cable and every other cable known to man.
Because you have so much spare time, and you can do that instead of going to Amazon and having it delivered.
Just having the right length delivered to you with the ends on it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally understand.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I'm going to try punching in the DFW here in a couple hours. I hear you guys got some weather.
Yeah, we do. It was bad this morning. It was raining it like hell when I came in this morning.
If you got 2 hours, you should be running into sunny skies. So.
Oh, well, good.
There you go.
Well, everybody else is backed up, so I'm kind of expecting to get caught in one of them circles that we love flying in every day. So,
make sure you wave to us.
I'll be in a holding pattern for about an hour or two.
All right, buddy.
Have fun, Timmy. See you, brother.
Be careful.
Take care, guys. Love you.
So yeah, the with the genetics thing, it actually absolutely can be genetic. You can pick up the disease from your parents, and as far as the depression stuff goes, I have limited myself to I have one little container of pieces and parts.
Yeah.
So if I have like a little bracket, because I'll do look at this little bracket. I don't have anything to do with it right now, but I know I'll need a bracket at some point. Just dump it in the little bucket.
What surprised me was the day you brought in this piece of wood. And you brought in this piece of wood and you said, I finally found what this goes to. And that was when you made that magic stand.
Yeah. And that was
because you got that from somebody.
It was in a magic collection. Because I'll do that. I'll buy old magic collections from old magicians, and then they'll generally have a box of like pieces and parts. It's like I have no idea what this stuff is, and for the longest time it.
But you just happened to find it. When you were reading through that book.
Yeah,
right?
I was looking through a catalog and I happened to see a picture of a table, and it had a little illustration of the table, and there was the part that I had. And by the way, it'll be on eBay later this week, I think. It was an old magic table that it was just one part of a 6-part table, and so I rebuilt the rest of it, and. Yeah, so there's something about
there's something different about collector's items, right? Wouldn't old magic like that be a collector's item?
It would be
that you kind of rebuild and put together. People will buy that.
And what that does is it gives you a sense of accomplishment. It's like, oh look, I saved that little piece from going into and you can say this about every little piece of stuff that you own.
Yes,
somebody put some time into that. Somebody took time out of their life and they made that, and now we're just throwing it away. But I saved that one little piece. I saved it. I turned it into something useful, and now somebody will give me $3 for it on eBay. And I will have fulfilled my mission in this life. But it is it's a strange affliction that a lot of us share.
Okay, by no means, and let me just go ahead and preface this statement. Don't. By no means send all of your hoarded crap here on Suspicious Package Friday. Just saying.
That's what they already do.
Well, no, I get that, but it ends up.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, I think
at the end of that show, what happens to it, Brad?
Brandon cleans it all up and puts it away neatly. No, that's not what happens.
We have a drawer full of people's hoarded crap. We do.
Okay.
Or it ends up in the studio.
On
the shelf.
Only the one a week end up there on the shelf, the shelf of honor in the back of the studio. But I think that's kind of the point of Suspicious Package Friday is they clean out their crap and send it. But I could be wrong. JR15 says, I have a room dedicated to my junk. It's called my bedroom.
Or my nightstand. Oh, good Lord, I can't even open the drawers on my nightstand, right?
I don't want to know what's in your nightstand. I just hope you have somebody who
It's hoarded crap. That's what it is.
You ever look through and go, oh, that's where that went?
All the time.
And that's what...
If I ever get the desire to go look through it, that's the point.
That's
if I can open the drawer.
See, it takes something. It takes that one little event to get you spurred on to getting rid of stuff when you look and can't find what it is you're looking for. And it's like, damn it, I can't find anything here. I need to clean this crap out. One thing you could never have too much of, food.
That's a fact.
Now, you can eat too much, I suppose, but if you're a griller, this is the big weekend coming up. This is the official start to summer, and if you're getting ready to grill out in the backyard or go camping and grilling out, then you need to go to MoJoWildRice.com. It's Tuesday. You could still get it by Friday. You could still get the grilling sampler pack by Friday and get you some good stuff, the salt-free garlic and herb seasoning for meats, your veggies, your potatoes. Dry or oil rub, Northwoods jerk seasoning for the pork, the salmon, or the chicken. You can use the raspberry wine jelly as a delicious base for marinades or dipping sauces. Or the sweet heat of our jalapeno pepper jam. It's perfectly brushed on the grill or on the side as a dip. Try adding it to your barbecue sauce for some super flavor. And make sure you use I don't know why I'm speaking like this. Use promo code GRILL10.
Brad, is it salmon or salmon?
Sure. However, you know what? You pronounce it your way, and I'll go out
Is
and talk.
the L silent? That's what I want to know.
Not if you're married to it.
Oh.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm. If you go out and talk to the bears out on the MoJo River as they're swiping the salmon right out of the water, you tell me if they're silent or not. Go to MoJoWildRice.com, get you the grilling sampler pack, and use promo code GRILL10 for 10% off your purchase at MoJoWildRice.com. And let's get summer 2019 started. Speaking of getting started, I think Brandon just rolled in, didn't he?
He's in here.
Well, look at that. Kid made it. It's your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The lawmakers will be there, but their key witness will not. A former White House counsel is taking a pass on today's hearing before a House committee.
Following a Justice Department opinion that close presidential advisors cannot be compelled to testify before Congress, and after President Trump directed him not to, Don McGahn has told the committee he will not appear despite the panel's subpoena. McGahn's lawyer, William Burke, in a letter to committee chairman Gerald Nadler, encourages the committee to negotiate a compromise with the White House, writing that his client, quote, again finds himself facing contradictory instructions from two co-equal branches of government. In a statement, Nadler calls the refusal the latest example of this administration's disdain for law. Tim McGuire, Washington.
Congress about to get a high-level classified briefing on Iran.
Top security officials will be making their way to Capitol Hill today to brief members of Congress on the mounting tensions with Iran. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan, and General Joseph Dunford, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, will head the closed-door briefings with the House and the Senate. As he was departing the White House Monday afternoon, President Trump told reporters,
"We have no indication that anything's happened or will happen, but if it does, it will be met, obviously, with great force. We'll have no choice."
Mike Gracia, Washington.
The south central U.S. has been manhandled by severe weather, numerous tornadoes and flash floods resulting in widespread damage, but no serious injuries that we know of. Forecasters warn of more powerful storms today affecting millions from Texas to Missouri. High winds, tornadoes, heavy rain, and damaging hail, all a possibility. Wall Street this morning, Dow futures up 100 points, S&P futures better by 13. More on these stories at townhall.com.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
Funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone, RADUzone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boosts your metabolism,
Yes,
so you're
it does.
burning more.
Yeah, it
Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. RidUZone.com. RIDU Zone.com.
You know what makes you feel really good about yourself? Doing something good for somebody else. If you'd like to do that today, go to jdrf.org. Join them in the fight against type 1 diabetes. jdrf.org. It's something good you can do for the world. jdrf.org.
Radio's so good it will knock you out of your seat. Uncommon Sense with Bill and Jen, Monday through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern.
MoJo 50.
Do you like good coffee? I do. Do you like amazing coffee drops? I do too.
American Pride Roasters, historically great coffee. Did you know if you drink APR coffee or eat APR coffee drops, it will instantly heal any ailment you have?
The legendary Fountain of Youth wasn't just one fountain, but actually many fountains close to each other. Each fountain had a different APR coffee in it instead of water.
Coming soon to APR is Washington, D.C. blend. It is just a bag full of hot air.
APR coffee drops are not just a superfood. They're a super duper ultra mega Doppler food. They are by far the healthiest thing you can eat.
Want to know the secret to what makes APR taste so good? They use the happy tears of unicorns. Go get yours today, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Get yours today.
If we weren't so bad.
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss.
Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titties.
We wouldn't be so good. MoJo 50.
The mothership has landed.
Stinky just tweeted, using the hashtag what I learned today, I can better that, Brad Staggs. I hauled our old refrigerator to the curb, walked back inside the house, looked out the front window, and the fridge was already gone. We call it redneck Christmas.
Man, you live in a good area for like OfferUp. People are going around looking for stuff.
Yeah.
They'll just swipe it up. Yeah, dude, sell it for like $10.
And that's what we talked about a little earlier, is the fact if you put something on the curb and it says free
to go home,
but no one takes it, you put a sign on it that says $25 and somebody will steal it. Yes. Yeah. And that's the quickest way to get rid of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Who was it? Crusader Vol. By the way, follow us on the Twitter at the Brandon Morse, Real Brad Staggs, and Real Ron Phillips over there. And Crusader Vol tweeted, we have an antique chair my wife has been planning to redo for 8 or 9 years. Yeah, I know. It's the thought of it that, because we all have those thoughts where, what we're going to do, you picture the project in your head and the end result, and you've got all this. It's like you've already done it in your brain.
Right.
So by the time you try to do it, it's exhausting because you have already done it 100 times in your head.
Right.
And that's why.
Yeah.
By the way, it's a special day today.
Is it?
Yes.
What's that?
This day, 19 years ago, in the year of our Lord 2000.
Mm-hmm.
It was a simpler time.
Of course.
Boy, was it. The former President James Garfield's spine was put out on display.
Oh, good. I sometimes sit around and wonder what people's spines look like.
Uh-huh.
And it keeps me up at night.
It was actually, I guess this was it was on display for the final day at the National Museum of Health and Medicine in Washington, D.C. The exhibit featured medical oddities from the museum's archives. The British medical journal The Lancet published a story about the exhibit in May of 2000. Among the many other medical curiosities, his spine was put out there because he had been shot by the assassin's bullets on July 2nd, 1881. Mm-hmm. The first bullet grazed his arm. The second one lodged just below his pancreas. And I did not know this. Did you know who was one of his physicians at the time was?
Who's that?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Really?
Yes.
So the guy who
the guy who invented the telephone.
Also Worked on people's spines.
On the side, it's
Just as a side thing.
You need a few extra bucks, and he'll be a surgeon. I mean, who hadn't thought about that?
I guess back in the day, being a surgeon was kind of like a hit or miss thing. It's like, look, for $5, I'll stab you with a knife a couple of times in certain places on your back, and maybe it'll work. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Who was Lincoln's doctor? Kept sticking their fingers in the hole in his head, trying to. Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird.
I don't think this is supposed to be here.
So Bell tried to use an early version of a metal detector to find the second bullet, but he failed. And so that's one of the reasons they say that they never did quite figure out the exact cause of Garfield's death. Although they say physicians at the time probably hastened his demise, including they administered quinine, morphine, brandy, and calomel, something called calomel, to President Garfield at the time in an attempt to save him. And calomel is a strange thing to give somebody. It is a mercury chloride mineral. It occurs as a secondary mineral, which forms as a product in mercury deposits. It would become they used it as a miracle drug in the 19th century. It was used to cure almost every disease. Some of those diseases included syphilis, bronchitis, cholera, ingrown toenails, teething, gout, tuberculosis, influenza, and cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, they remember it's mercury based, so they're giving him this stuff. And, they figured that might have actually hastened Garfield's death.
That's just sad.
So then they put his spine out there on display.
What an end. We're going to poison you to death slowly while we're telling you you're helping you. But don't worry. If you die, we're going to take your spine out and show it to people.
Very
cool.
We did odd things back then.
We do odd things now.
Yes. yes, we do.
You ever seen the comic online Strange Planet? It's from a guy named Nathan Pyle. It's
I don't know if I've ever seen that or not.
It's like a 4-panel, usually like a 4-panel thing, and it's aliens doing human things, and they and describing them as they literally are, and it's actually really funny.
It's called what? Strange Planet?
Strange Planet. Yeah, go look it up. Google.com it. Strange Planet.
Google it. Oh, by the way, the other thing they did to Garfield.
Yeah.
He was fed through his rectum. Yeah, don't overthink it. I don't know. He was fed through his rectum.
Were they going for like a?
I don't know.
This was an episode of South Park.
Pretty much. They just
literally was an episode of South Park.
Well,
I do not understand why people did what they did.
No,
back in the day. I mean, I guess they don't know.
Right, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and I guess in order to rule it out, you gotta try it. So I guess maybe. I mean, there was that family that survived on the ocean for like way longer than they should have existed by basically shoving salt water up their butts.
How did they have a funnel or?
So apparently you can drink water through your butt. and on top of that, I guess that somehow the salt gets filtered out through your butt. And so like, I don't know, dude.
Huh.
But apparently they survived.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of trying things, Philadelphia, remember their soda tax? It's had a strange effect up there. First of all, they were trying to get the people to lose weight, for not to, and I guess they were going to use the tax money for what they want to do. They have to use the tax money for something. Philadelphia residents did what everyone knew they'd do: traveled outside the city to buy their soda. But it also decreased the city's revenue, led to layoffs in the beverage industry, cut hours for employees at small markets. It did not, however, lead to an increase in healthier beverages being purchased in the city. When it was announced, this was back in, 2017? Pepsi took a hit. Sales slumping because of the new Philadelphia beverage tax. Pepsi said Wednesday to lay off 80 to 100 workers. That was in March of 2017. Last month, the outlet reported there the owner of Acme Markets, which has 16 stores in Philly, had to cut employees' hours because of the tax. The beverage tax fell on about 4,000 items. In Acme City stores, sales dropped as much as 80%. Good going. Way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Philly stores of Acme cut an average of 150 to 250 employee hours per week. So, again, the government and their plans never seem to work out quite well, do they? Speaking of your butt, gut bacteria. Well, it's travel with me, if you will, a little further upward.
Imagine, if you will.
Some gut bacteria. Evidence now suggests gut bacteria play complex roles in maintaining and impacting overall health. They say the evidence is piling up. One new review of the scientific literature is now found regulating intestinal microbiota or biota or bugs may help relieve the symptoms of anxiety. Recent research suggests bacteria naturally populating the human gut may play an extensive role, not just in a person's physical health, also in their mental well-being. Now they're saying the bacteria higher risk of mental health conditions, including depression, may also influence certain brain mechanisms and contribute to anxiety. Gut bacteria, it's the microverse. That's why Atrantil is so important.
Exactly, Brad.
If you don't eat your Atrantil every day, do you eat a pill? Or do you take a pill?
Mm-hmm.
You don't take a hamburger.
Technically,
you eat a hamburger. Why don't you take a hamburger?
Yeah. Why do they call it getting on the plane when it's getting in the plane?
Right. Because if you're on the plane, you're going to blow off.
Yeah.
Unless you have like super spider fingers that you stick.
But even then,
that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, I would like Spider-Man's powers.
See, that's stream of consciousness right there.
Yep.
Now, if you start growing spider fingers because of your gut bacteria, send us pictures because we would love to see that. In the meantime, however, if you're just bloated or if you have abdominal discomfort or body inflammation, you can get your daily polyphenols with Atrantil at lovemytummy.com/mojo. And if you use MoJo at checkout, they'll give you a free puppy.
For legal reasons, I cannot say that we give you a free puppy.
I might. Be an imaginary puppy. They'll give you an imaginary rabbit. Go to lovemytummy.com/mojo and get your Atrantil today.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
Oh, it's like you sounded just like him.
Fixed it.
Yeah, that was amazing. Well done.
I have. That's why I need some time off. I got to fix stuff.
We all need a vacation. I'm about to go on one, by the way, folks. So I'm going to Colorado.
And I'm going with you.
He is coming with me. We're gonna traipse through the mountains like the gayest of children.
We're gonna be very happy.
That's right. This is from Southern Ohio Jack Hole. He wrote me. He said, use this one. I said, okay. Folks, you know the drill.
Tell him you're not a puppet.
I'm not a puppet. I'm not a puppet. Folks, you know the drill. 5 headlines I shall reveal. But only one of them is true. Now, without further ado, I shall read them all to you. Whoo!
That was almost haiku-ish.
Wow! He said, just like Dr. Sue, I try to rhyme, but I have better uses of my time. The jackholes like to help. Here are all the stories y'all have been dealt. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good stuff, man. I like it.
It is good.
First headline. Game of Thrones fans are now going through previous episodes to see if they can spot cans or anything in the background that doesn't belong. That's become like a new trend.
Have they found anything?
Yes, they have. They actually have. Season 6, episode 3. In the background, apparently there's a cliffside. In the background, right below at the bottom of the cliff, at the little road bend right there, a Toyota Highlander was spotted.
Wait, they didn't have Highlanders back then?
Apparently not.
They only had Fords?
They probably did, but it wasn't a vehicle.
Right.
There can only be one. Yeah, no, they only had Fords and cat tractors.
Well, of course.
Because
of existence is the beginning of time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So, season 6, episode 3.
I still remember an outtake from an episode of The Waltons, where they're standing there on the front porch talking about something, and a jet goes overhead. He says, yeah, we're going to hop on that jet, because you see, jets didn't exist back then.
As far as we know, the Nazis were working on some serious stuff back then, man.
Exactly.
Real pastor holds church in virtual reality. Baptizes an anime girl.
Well, okay.
Okay. Games reach an incredibly diverse set of people across national, linguistic, and social barriers. And that goes for religion, too. Last week, we noted that Ninja was taking meals off screen out of respect for Ramadan. And it should be little surprise to see religious groups taking up residence inside virtual spaces. One Christian pastor now holds church in VR chat, and that even includes baptisms, no matter how ridiculous a person's avatar. Pastor DJ Soto is the new subject of the new video from YouTube Sirmower. It's via Polygon. And the whole process is equal parts earnest and absurd. Soto describes his VR ministry as allowing disadvantaged people, from folks in wheelchairs to recovering drug addicts, to attend church without the judgment that sometimes comes with traditional congregations.
Huh.
Apparently one of the ones that he baptized was an anime girl.
Well, she wants to go to heaven.
Even anime girls want to go to heaven.
Yeah.
Even anime girls.
Because they are very naughty.
That's right.
Those anime girls are very...
They keep interacting with those weird octopus people. Let's see. I'm having technical issues. One of my headlines just decided to wink out of existence. That sucks.
Would you like a little extra time? I can tell them about APR coffee.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and tell them about APR coffee real fast?
Drinking the...
While I fix this.
Actually, the Cartel Bold this morning, and it is boldly delicious.
Does it boldly go?
It is boldly going, which, by the way, is a grammatical error.
Is it?
Yeah, you go boldly, you don't boldly go. But again, rules of grammar these days are out the window, because now you can spell your YR. So, boldly go anywhere the hell you want to go. But it's a tasty, delicious, bold flavored coffee. I almost did pour the Ron sexual chocolate in there, but I thought, you know what?
What?
I want a little change of pace.
Okay.
I want it. And you know what? Ron sexual chocolate doesn't care if I try a little something on the side.
I don't think he'll mind at all. He's open-minded like that.
Coffee is much better than a woman. You can sample all different flavors of coffee, and none of them are going to care. You can.
Me, I like my women. Like I like my coffee. Hot and strong, and with a spoon in them.
Hot and strong. I just went and got some APR coffee myself.
It's good, isn't it?
That was an Eddie Izzard joke.
It is very good. It's very good coffee. So if you want some very good coffee that you can sample around, you can sample around with all different kinds of coffee, and it is not. As a matter of fact, it's going to just enhance the other flavors. Kind of a polygamous marriage. That one. I'm sure we're going to charge him for that one. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com and get you some right now. How you doing on those
we're back.
issues? All right.
We're back. All right. Spokane man billed thousands for colonoscopy he never received.
Oh, he's getting it now.
He is getting the colonoscopy whether he likes it or not.
Yep, he's getting fed through the rectum.
That's right. A local father was hit with a $2,553 bill for a colonoscopy he never got. The family tried to work with Multicare to get the mistake resolved, but after they were sent to collections, they said, "Help me, Haley." Robert and Danica Anzaldo have their hands and hearts full, and apparently also their butts. She said, "I love you," the other day, Danica said to the youngest child. At least it sounded like it. She was mimicking. Danica stays home to raise their babies while Robert works as a plumber. Life is busy. It is chaotic, but not so much, though, that Robert would have forgotten a colonoscopy. He would know if he got a colonoscopy. Yeah. I think anybody would know.
What if they secretly do it to you in your sleep?
Can they do that? I feel like there's no deep sleep. No sleep deep enough.
Possibly.
That would cause me to not wake up from someone shoving a large tube.
Kelly Clarkson!
Exactly. We received a notice unexpectedly that said we owe $2,500 for a colonoscopy for Robert. Danica said he has never had a colonoscopy. He's never been to the clinic. The couple thought it was a simple misunderstanding that could be easily fixed. Obviously, it called them to dispute it. They said they would investigate it. A couple months went by and we didn't hear anything.
Yeah, nothing when it has to do with medical or insurance is ever going to be easy to fix.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly. They want their money and they're going to get it.
Uh-huh. By hook or by crook.
That's right. Or by shoving a tube right up there.
Yep.
Pakistan tops the list of most porn-searching countries, according to Google. Who'da thunk that the people who are some of the most prudish people in the world would be the ones who
you think they're prudish.
Look at more porn than anybody else.
See, it's the everybody does it, but nobody wants to talk about it.
Exactly. I say that, whenever you apply for a job, there are 2 questions that you should be asked. Do you look at porn and do you masturbate? And if
they lie,
if the answer is, oh no, I don't do that, then it's like, oh well, screw you then, dude. You're a liar, and I don't trust you. According to data released by Google, Pakistan tops the list of most porn-searching countries and leads the way in porn searches for, oh God in heaven, for animals like pigs, donkeys, dogs, cats, and snakes. News website Salon reported on Thursday. It further revealed that...
How do you make love to a snake?
Well, Ron, have you ever had a colonoscopy before?
Yes.
I'll tell you the story about the guy who sexed the snake at the reptile show.
Oh, God.
No, it's... Well,
It further revealed that 6 of the top 8 porn-searching countries were Muslim states. The country at number 2 in the list was Egypt, while Iran, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey came in at number 4, 5, 7, and 8, respectively.
Wow.
I'm writing this later for Red State. Just gonna go ahead.
No, you know what? That's not the fake one then.
Schedule that.
Wow. Which reminds me of a joke about a chicken.
Oh, my God. Okay, so last but not least, folks. Last but not least. There we go. Now that we've... Candlelight Vigil held for Michigan Kroger closing.
Aww.
I know. Sometimes saying goodbye to our favorite food stores is hard. So hard, in fact, that funeral garb and candles are necessary. Close to 100 faithful Michigan shoppers gathered to hold a vigil after the closing of a popular local supermarket chain location. The group of devoted shoppers, including Democratic U.S. Representative Debbie Dingle, that's her name now.
I'm Debbie Dingle.
Debbie Dingle came together outside the Kroger grocery store in Dearborn, Michigan, after it was closed on Saturday afternoon. Tears fell, people lost their minds, and the Kroger store nestled across the street continued peddling their foodstuffs. Fans of the store dressed in funeral garb waved signs and lit candles as they mourned the closing of the location.
It's very sad.
That is very sad. That is very sad.
Extremely sad.
I'm so sorry.
It's like
that
losing a friend.
People in Dearborn, Michigan, all they've got is a Kroger. Well, all they had was a Kroger.
That's about it, because there's no... Dearborn is a ghost town lately. Maybe you can get a great deal on a house, though.
I guess that's true, yeah.
I mean, you got to look at the... It's half
always
full.
look on the bright side.
I mean, you can get a really good deal on a house. And apparently a building that Kroger used to be in.
That's right. Those are your 5 headlines. Which one is fake? Is it fans have been going through Game of Thrones to see if there are other set mistakes made and found one? Is it the pastor who holds VR church and baptized an anime girl? Is it the Spokane man who didn't have a colonoscopy, but apparently did have a colonoscopy for over $2,000? Is it that Pakistan is the top porn searcher in the world? Or is it that people in Dearborn, Michigan held a candlelight vigil for a Kroger? Since we already did the...
Yeah, we can sit here and just pontificate for a minute.
Yeah, why don't you mule that one over? See which one...
I don't know, Ron. What do you think?
I'm thinking you'd know if you had a colonoscopy.
Yeah, but that's the point. I think that the fact that he probably didn't have it, and therefore they're trying to bill him. So it's just
that's the point. He's being billed for something that,
and that's not that unusual. So that could
that's
be
probably not
true.
that unusual. Okay, I'm going with the baptizing the anime character.
Baptizing the anime character. Yeah. Okay, Brad.
Wow, you're obviously not up on your anime.
Yeah,
I'm going with the Kroger closing.
You're going with Kroger closing?
Yes.
All right. It looks like everyone has a conversation to make about it, but none of them want to take it. Oh, here we go. B from the SAV said the Pastor VR story is fake. Deuce 5 with the flailing. I can't read the rest of that for some odd reason. It's blocked off. Says, I'm guessing the Game of Thrones story is bull.
Flailing arms.
Flailing arms. Thank you. And let's see here. Oh, MoJo Jedi also says GOC story is fake. Okay.
What do they know?
What do they know? And Weapons Grade Jackal also said the Pakistan story is fake. I have some news for everybody.
Okay.
There is no fake story today.
No, there is a fake story.
Oh, there is. Okay.
It's the Game of Thrones story. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. That's the fake
Who
story.
got that right? Did anybody get it right?
Yeah, somebody online did.
Yeah, somebody online.
Screw them.
MoJo Jedi got it.
Yeah.
MoJo Jedi and let's see here. Deuce 5 with the flailing arms got it right.
Damn it! I was kind of hoping that one was real.
I kind of was too. I'm kind of sad that it's not because I would like to see like
yes,
because I'm at some point in time I'm going to go through them all again, and I would like to be like, oh, what?
That's I've been doing that. That way, it takes the taste of a nasty, stupid ending out of your. It like
becomes a game
cleanser.
of Where's Waldo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you learn new stuff every time.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there was a challenge online to sum up Game of Thrones in a tweet. Oh, wait till you hear who won it.
Oh, I want to hear this. I definitely want to hear this.
It's coming up on your Daily Mojo.
A free exchange of ideas. Mojo 50.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Dr. Ken Brown here, host of Gut Check Project with my co-host Eric Rieger. Eric, we've been seeing MoJo guys over there and over here at Spoonie talk about Atrantil for bloating. I've seen in my practice that Atrantil is a whole lot more than just a bloating product.
Yes, it does a whole lot more than just fix bloating because of the polyphenols that you find in Atrantil.
You're exactly right. The polyphenols are those molecules that we find in the Mediterranean diet. It makes vegetables and fruits very colorful. What are some of the things that these polyphenols do, Eric?
These polyphenols can actually stop inflammation. They can help you have more energy. They can help you with anti-aging. And polyphenols are great for athletes.
It sounds like it's going to help a whole lot more people than just bloating. Tell me how everybody should be taking Atrantil.
If you want to dose Atrantil, it's 2 capsules 3 times a day, basically with your meals. But if you aren't bloated and you just want that polyphenol intake every day, 2 to 3 capsules a day will work for you.
Go to lovemytummy.com/mojo.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. What are you doing this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're going to be watching the Big Sarge Show over at MoJo 50 Radio. That's right. Big Sarge Show has the best political commentary and roundtable discussion that internet radio has ever seen. The sexiest man on the sexiest platform. That's right. That's Big Sarge on MoJo 50 this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
The Daily Mojo.
First of all, let me say that people who are not Game of Thrones fans are... And who was it that said that I was like a person that had quit smoking, that I was trying to make everybody else stop smoking?
That would be Beth.
What does she know? They are adamant. They if you bring up Game of Thrones, they are adamant. They hate it. Chris Salcedo is on a station here in Dallas, and I was listening to him yesterday, and he posted on his Facebook page something about Game of Thrones. What'd you think about the Game of Thrones ending? And he said the
response was just, he said some of it was just vile, vitriolic. It's like, what does this have to do with any? And
that's because they haven't watched it. That's all it has to be.
I don't know.
People who hate that freaking show have never watched the show.
Maybe some have watched. I know,
or they got pissed off at the ending. One of the two.
Or there are a couple of people
I
I
understand
know
that one
that have watched it and said, I was in until the incest thing, and then I was out.
Okay.
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 Right,
and that's valid.
Whatever.
But I will say this.
Doesn't that happen in episode 1, season 1?
Yeah, it's like the first episode. It's like at the very end. There's Jaime Lannister banging Cersei. Neat.
Yeah. They're just adamant about it.
Yeah.
Adamant about in their hatred.
Yeah. And I don't understand. Here's the thing: is Game of Thrones is a cultural mile marker. It really is.
Now you have to say it was.
Or was. Well, no, I could still say is.
It was. I mean, but the show was.
Now that it's over,
its legacy is
semantics. Look, the thing
Words matter.
is that this whole, and I wrote this at redstate.com yesterday because I think this is important. If you actually look at the petition to rewrite season 8, it's actually like around like 1 point. God, no, you know what? Let me go ahead and just look at the petition now because I'm pretty sure since I wrote it, it has grown even more.
I'm stunned at
1,385,000 signatures and still growing as I'm watching it. To rewrite season 8 without D&D. Yeah. All right.
It'll never happen, but it is stunning that many people would sign the petition.
But no, yeah, it won't happen, but it's not about it's really not about that. What it's about is the message, that people are trying to send. But I want to say this. This was a cultural mile marker. It's important, okay? This is something that we have as a human species gathered around and celebrated. Okay? It is important because this is the part, like a massive part of the culture that is going to shape how we look at things from here on. Okay? This is we interact with each other through the lens that was crafted with help by Game of Thrones. We are affected by almost everything that comes through the cultural pipe that we all pay attention to. Okay? So, with that in mind, yes, Game of Thrones is important. It is very important. As Andrew Breitbart said at one point in time, all right,
before he died,
culture is downstream, or politics is downstream from culture. And it's 100% accurate. Everyone who has ever decided something about politics, okay, has done so through their cultural lens. That is how we look at things. So it is important. Game of Thrones is important, whether you want to consider it just a piece of entertainment or not. It is important, and that's one of the reasons why we pay attention to this stuff. This is why we talk about it. And this is why we need to talk about it. We definitely need to talk about it, and we need to, as a conservative movement, get way more into the cultural atmosphere than we currently are. I think that's one of the reasons we lose so badly when it comes to changing hearts, and
minds.
We've completely abandoned this huge battlefield. Completely abandoned it. Like, well, that's, the leftists, the liberals just make, all the movies and the shows and stuff. Hollywood is trashy with liberals. Well, that's true, but it's part of the reason is because conservatives don't support it. We don't go there. We don't really do anything to change it. And our attitude toward it has been like, well, I'm just going to pick up my toys and go home. And that's not.
So what you're saying is Biden has a chance now because they didn't watch Game of Thrones?
No, I'm saying it doesn't help that we're making ourselves illiterate when it comes to the culture, and not participating in it, and not putting ourselves forward to help shape it. Instead, we're just leaving it to other people and considering it something that we just should just write off. And then I don't think that's smart.
And maybe it's because they didn't. It was a complex message in the show, and I'll be the first to admit that because going back and watching, it's been like, okay, it's kind of like a Star Wars plot.
Mm-hmm.
But on Twitter yesterday, day before, Amy Cuddy, I don't know who she is, but she tweeted, "Can someone please explain the plot/story of the entire #GOT series in a single tweet?" And as everything on the internet is a challenge, people responded. And here's what some of them said. Ryan Lowry responded with, "People with powerful ambition and poor impulse control explore the intersection of lust, greed, and fear. Lives and reputations were lost. Painful wisdom was gained. And if you were really lucky, your faves just might end up back where they started." Okay, that's a decent.
Yeah, that's decent. Yeah.
David Weekly tweeted, monarchies place emphasis on lineage for succession, so surprises happen when birth provenance is uncertain. Even existential threats are insufficient to unify everyone. Good speeches can get people to do bad things. Power corrupts. Dragons aren't a good system of government.
Who'd have thunk?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Cameron Sadler tweeted, the worst leaders believe they are good and right. The best know they are flawed, and despite having imperfections visible to everyone, they persist until they're sent to a worthless job in the snow and wander off into obscurity. Others tried to sum up, they say sum up the actual plot as quickly as possible, while inserting a bit of social commentary. Doomed love and incest leads to multi-generation conflict for power across 7 kingdoms, starts and ends with mad rulers burning down people, and finally the least interested guy becomes king in a pseudo-show of democracy where only whites vote. Oh, and zombies. Fantasy takes on the history of British monarchy. That's what El Nariva wrote. Half-eaten chicken sandwich. Kind of summed it up in 3 words. Porn with sword fights.
That's all I ever wanted out of a show.
Let's see. Where was the other one here? Some are descriptions, they say, that will only make sense to fans. Aristotle Full Throttle tweeted, a boy is thrown out a window, turns into a bird, then lands on a throne. But my personal favorite, and
that's actually really good.
That is accurate.
That's actually kind of accurate, really.
It's very accurate, yeah. William Shatner, Captain Kirk himself, tweeted this. Cray-cray incestuous family rules 7 kingdoms. Baddies from the north invade, so most put away their differences to fight together. After winning, they go after the cray-cray queen, who didn't help them fight, and everything ends up in a hot mess and a big disappointment. The end. I think he nailed it. Because it ended in a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
And the more time that goes by, the more that disappointment just kind of sinks in.
Yeah, up until about season 7, I think it was a pretty damn good show. But
I like season 7.
There were times in season 7 that were absolutely wonderful.
It just after that, like this season was like, hurry up, we got to get the studio up in. We got 10 minutes in here. Yeah. So hurry up, make your point. Do your thing. All right, she burn some stuff. Okay, good. Choose a good stabber. Oh, Brand's on the. We gotta go. All right, clean up, sweep. We gotta go. What's John gonna? I don't know. Just write him off into the sunset.
You make an excellent director.
I mean, that's what it felt like, didn't it? It was just like, hurry.
Did you see that they remade the ending so that it was more of a John Hughes ending?
No.
It's freaking brilliant. Everybody, and then like they did the pause, and then like the words at the bottom talking what they did.
See, Zig the Trucking Gator just tweeted, "I don't like Game of Thrones, but I do love tweet challenges."
Mm-hmm.
And Zig was one of the most outspoken critics of every time we would speak of Game of Thrones.
Dub Duchess said, "I don't hate GOT. I just like how much time you spend talking about it, not realizing a percentage of your listeners don't even buy cable." Again, we can't we can't just fashion a show around the small percentage of people who don't watch the show. You know, like
that's not even it. I get it. If you don't watch it because you don't have cable, I get it.
Yeah, and I understand that. Yeah, I understand that you don't want to hear about it because you don't watch it. Like, has no interest for you, and that's perfectly understandable. I get that.
Right, but there are some people who just who have it available and don't watch it, and those are the ones that are. It's like, and maybe you tried it. I would be fascinated to find out why you just are so vehemently opposed to it.
No, absolutely. But I mean, understand that this is a show that's watched by like millions of people, and it's something. It's important. It is important to the culture. We got to talk about it.
And you will see people being named Daenerys. You will see people being named Jon Snow. You will see people being named Samuel Tarly. You will see people being named what's the Liam Cunningham's character, the smuggler.
You'll see people. Davos. Dude, he was an awesome character.
Yes.
You're gonna see people naming their kids Brandon. And
so you're
I don't know why.
You'll see the effects of this.
Yeah, I feel
Brand
bad.
the broken.
Brand the broken. I actually feel super bad for the people who have named their kid Daenerys.
Well,
because they thought it was a good thing.
I know. I was like, oh my God, women's empowerment, and like she's such a strong character. My baby's gonna be just like her. Oh,
And now she's a crazy
no.
bitch. Or a dead crazy bitch.
She did just kill an entire. Okay, that was a genocide. Okay, we're calling you Danny now.
They
so bad.
By the way, there was a list of reasons why people hated Game of Thrones. Too many characters, they said. These are people that watched it, apparently, that hated. Themes are all over the place. There's no reason for certain plots, and they point to the one with the women. Remember the women of Dorne who went out swashbuckling and all ended up dying. Gratuitous sex. It's predictable.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with predictable. Yeah, that's the whole. Actually, one of the problems was that it wasn't as predictable as it should have been. That's one of the problems.
Yeah, the promise of fantasy with no delivery. Well, hell, we deal with that every day. You know what I'm saying? If you go right down here to the corner, the Starlight Lounge, you want to get disappointed about your fantasy. Phew. The good guys always lose. A lack of diversity. Really?
What?
Winter is coming. The fans, they hated the fans. So those are the reasons some of the people gave. I don't know. It's just, I just thought it was fascinating that when I heard Chris Salcedo say that, I was like, it's true. It's,
That's true.
It's true.
They just, man, they're vehemently opposed to it, which, okay. How about this? Are you vehemently opposed to a man in Philadelphia? Federal prosecutors are going to retry a Delaware man who admitted to breaking the thumb off of a $4.5 million statue at a Philadelphia museum.
Just real fast. National emergency. Technically, porn already has sword fights.
I think that was the whole point of that tweet. Yes, that's kind of low hanging fruit there.
Shut up, Brad. That is
you know,
your MO right there, buddy.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
He's mad. Nationals emergency. He's mad.
I'm just disappointed
that he didn't think of that joke first.
I expected more from you.
He's mad because that is his territory,
you're
and you just
capable of so much more.
You pretty much just set up camp on it.
You know, your mother and I spent so much money on your education, and then this is what you come back with.
Put up a fire, started cooking some meals. Everyone gathered around to celebrate, and Brad felt like that was his territory.
You know, but you know, if that's the best you feel you can do, then I support you in your low hanging fruit. So Philly reported prosecution
thumb breaking.
Philly
thumb breaking.
He broke the thumb. Michael Rohana broke the thumb off a $4.5 million statue and then stole it. Why you would? And let me think about this before I say it. I was going to say why you want a thumb from a statue, but I have a feeling I know. A jury, yes, you know exactly what I'm thinking. A jury deadlocked in the case last month after his lawyer argued that he hadn't been charged under the right law. So, I love lawyers. They will get you off on a get you off on a technicality. He was attending a Christmas-themed ugly sweater party at the Franklin Institute when he entered a closed exhibit of ancient Chinese terracotta warrior statues. Authorities say he snapped the thumb of a statue called the Cavalryman and left with it.
The Cavalryman?
The Cavalryman.
Cavalryman!
Remember, the Cavalryman always knocks twice. The incident was captured on those pesky surveillance cameras that they always have aimed at things that have cost millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why do they always do that? Why do they always put cameras on stuff that cost millions of dollars? It's just so unfair.
Yeah, how are you going to steal it?
Right.
Yeah.
If people are looking at you, how in the hell are you supposed to get away with stealing the thumb?
Exactly. You have to have a way to steal the thumb.
I bet you it's a bunch of white guys who put the camera up, too.
Oh,
what do you want to bet?
I bet they were white men. Old white men.
Absolutely. I mean, it's
trying to hold us down.
It is absolutely obvious what the white men of this country are trying to do. The vandalism outraged Chinese officials. Those would be the communist Chinese. The message was left with Rohan's lawyer. He did not respond.
Rohan?
So you're the guy. You're the guy who stole the thumb, huh? I'm telling you, everybody has to be known for something. Everybody has to be known for something. Is it? You know what? It's kind of not in the same vein of things, but let's do one.
You are now entering Odyssey Station. Please remain seated until docking is complete.
Keep your fingers inside.
Odyssey, dare
I don't want to lose my
wonder.
thumb.
It's okay. We have cameras on you.
Oh, good.
Space tourism.
Space. The final tourism place.
Bones. They are now saying that space tourism has entered the home stretch toward commercial flight.
Oh, thank God.
And you know who's behind it all?
Elon Musk.
Richard Branson.
Virgin Air?
Yes. Virgin Galactic's
Whoa!
wing. He has a winged passenger rocket. Sees emergency. That's how you do it. And more than 100 employees from California to a remote commercial launch and landing facility in southern New Mexico. This all brought his dream of space tourism a step closer to reality. He said they are testing a program that's advanced enough to make the move to custom-tailored hangars and a runway at the taxpayer-financed Spaceport America facility near the town of Truth or Consequences. So they're actually building the hangar.
Okay.
They've got the runway under construction for the first commercial tourism into space. Small number of test flights still pending. He said he's not setting a deadline for this, but he says the interior cabin for the company's space rocket is being tested. Pilots and engineers are among the employees relocating from California to Mexico. The move to New Mexico puts the company in the home stretch. We are soon, and we may actually see this in our lifetime.
I really hope so, because one of the things that I always felt was that I was born too early. I was born too early. I wanted to be in a time when we learned how to use social media for the good, and space flight was a reality.
People weren't baptizing anime figures.
We're baptizing anime figures.
Uh-huh. So apparently he started this way back in 2004 with the founding of Virgin Galactic in the days after flights of Spaceship One, the first privately financed manned spacecraft that made 3 flights into space. See, the problem is there's so much space junk up there that there's going to be, you're going to have to sign your life away to get on one of these ships. And I think there was a story not too long ago about the cost. First of all, the waiting list is months, if not years long.
Oh yeah, no, I bet.
And the cost is going to be, it's going to be more expensive than skiing in Denver.
More expensive than skiing in Denver.
Yeah. Remember when skiing wasn't? You probably don't. Skiing used to be a $20 lift ticket.
Oh,
now you got to be a rich man to go skiing.
Yeah.
It is not a poor man's sport.
Oh yeah, no, it's and that's sad too, because skiing is. I consider it fun, but I also consider it how I'm going to die at some point. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die skiing.
That's what Sonny Bono said.
Yep.
And look
what happened.
Look what happened.
I will be lucky to die skiing.
At least you know what? At least you'll be doing what you loved.
Exactly. Exactly.
What do you want?
Falling down a mountain.
Right. So the spaceship is not going to launch from the ground. It's going to be carried under a special plane to an altitude of 50,000 feet, and then they'll drop it, and it'll ignite its own little rocket engine there, and they say the release is like free fall at an amusement park, except it keeps going. It doesn't drop you all the way to the ground. Then the motor lights up, and then before you know it, shoo, you are off into the ionosphere, stratosphere, the whatever the sphere is out there beyond the sky. That will be something to see.
Yeah, I would actually like to see humanity just taken to the stars, period. And I would like, because I feel like, eventually we're going to have to outgrow this planet. The resources are going to run out. I mean, this isn't an infinite,
And we're starting to act like a bunch of people who've been locked in a room together for too long. I mean, we're not getting along.
No.
At all.
No, not at all.
with anybody. We're not getting along with ourselves. We're not getting along with any other countries.
Yeah.
Not that I want them to like us, don't get me wrong, but the whole none of us can agree on anything in politics in this country. It's divided. So we're that 5 or 6 people who've been locked in a room.
Yeah.
And pretty soon one of them just starts to get on your nerves.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, I just want to kill you.
That's a good way to look at it. I really do kind of feel like that's true.
We need breathing room.
Yeah, we do. We need to be able to settle Mars, go to the moon, explore maybe different solar systems and whatnot, find different planets to settle.
We could send all the progressives to Uranus.
Oh, that's a fantasy that I've had before. It's like I would love for this to happen. To have all of the hard radical leftists, like the AOC types, and the Elizabeth Warrens and the Nancy Pelosi's, and I'll just be like, all right, y'all clearly think that y'all know better about how to run a country or planet, whatever.
Give them the whole planet.
Here's a whole entire planet for you. You run it exactly how you've been trying to run this place. All right? And you leave us alone.
Take Uranus.
And yeah.
Take Uranus. And make it what you want it to be.
Exactly.
Because Pluto's too small.
I agree.
And you don't want to send him to the moon because it's doing that whole wrinkling thing, like what they say, a grape. It's shriveling, and
yeah.
So we don't want to do that to them. So we'll send them to Uranus, and they can do whatever they want all day long.
I would like to know how long their society lasts. I would like to see it. It would be a great case study. You get an entire planet to yourselves. All right.
Yeah.
Y'all can run it exactly how y'all have said. Like this planet should be run, how this country should be run. You could implement all the political bullshit that you want, and yada yada yada, and just see how long you last. You know.
Let me just checking the temperature. I just want to make sure that we're sending them to a place that is inhabitable, known as an ice giant.
Like Hoth.
Dense troposphere. It's cold there, 240 degrees below. That could be a problem.
Maybe we should pick a different planet.
There's got to be a spot. I mean, because it can't
I think
be
the nearest one.
It can't be the same all over the planet, can it? I mean, it's not. I mean, it's like here,
like at the equator.
Right. I mean, it's going to be cooler in some spots, hotter in others.
Here's the way we're going to have to journey to find another planet like Earth, because technically Earth is a freak. It's a freak. Like we are not supposed to be able to exist like this. There are only, like, from what I understand, scientists have said like a handful of planets.
Well, they'll come up with the answers though. They always do. They find a problem. They can, they can tell each other what to do. They can drive SUVs. They can not drive SUVs.
Yeah, no, but they won't drive SUVs. It'll be all about the. Well, no. Here's what'll end up happening.
But we won't care because they'll be on Uranus.
Everyone will be like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna drive solar powered cars. We're gonna drive gas free stuff. We're gonna take bikes everywhere. Public transportation.
Right.
Run on.
We can send all those with them.
And then it's like, oh, we're so everything's going to run on electricity. Yep. Okay. So do you think that solar power is going to be able to really help you with that? And where else are you going to get your electricity from?
Well, there's that. And Uranus is 14.5 times bigger than Earth. So they're going to have plenty of room. Room to roam. Yeah. The atmosphere is composed of 83% helium. Yes.
Yeah.
15% methane, so it's got a low methane count, and 2% methane plus trace amounts of other gases, like ethane. You know what ethane is, don't you?
I do. But for those people
$20,
who don't,
same as downtown.
Oh yeah.
It's also methane without an M.
So it's like
ethane.
Is meth just methane without the ane?
I believe so. Okay. The temperature on the surface of Uranus is 49 degrees Kelvin. See, this is more.
That's where you're going to start running into problems.
Yeah, it is. It's 224 degrees below. But
yeah,
you know what? If you say 49 degrees Kelvin, it doesn't sound as bad, does it? Well, I mean, would you rather be in some place that's 49 degrees Kelvin or minus 224 degrees Celsius?
I would rather be somewhere that is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That's, kind of how I look at things. I look at things through a Fahrenheit kind of.
Yeah, but still, 49 degrees Kelvin just sounds better.
Do you want to go to a 49 degree Kelvin?
We're not talking about us going there. We're sending them. We have to sell. We have to write the brochure in such a way that they want to go. that they are looking forward to the trip.
It's like, it's 49 degrees. And then at the very bottom in the tiny little, like, all degrees. Kelvin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that, I'm telling you, they would have, they wouldn't have to worry about guns. We wouldn't send any guns with them.
Yeah, no guns.
They would have...
or knives.
Nope, no knives, no guns. They'd have
got to give those up to keep people safe. Remember that, folks.
Have to gnaw on their food, dude.
That's right.
Wouldn't be able to cut their steak. I wouldn't have to worry about it because there wouldn't be any cows.
Oh, yeah, that's true, because they make carbon dioxide.
More steak for us.
Yep, more steak for us. Exactly. All they're going to have to eat is, like, what, Brussels sprout? Or no, I like Brussels sprouts.
Stuff will grow in 49 degrees Kelvin.
Sprouts and tofu and, you know.
Once we, it's like the episode of The Twilight Zone where it's the cookbook to serve man. Everybody's already on the ship. So it'll be, you know, when they're all on the ship, that's when we go, by the way, 49 degrees Kelvin. Kelvin. It's going to be cold. That's when they'll be looking out the windows and, damn it. But
okay.
Yeah. You'll all talk really funny. It'll be a big time. But sadly, they won't have the gun box with them either.
Oh, you know what? They won't have a need for the gun box, but I will. I'm sexy and I know it.
I know, right? Hold on.
You done goofed. Hang on. Do it again.
Hold on.
Reset. Every time. You forget.
Back to one, everybody.
Back to one. And
all right, here we are.
And
all right.
Action.
All right. Whoop, it opened.
I'm sexy and I know it.
See, it is. You know, it's going to sound like that no matter where you have it.
Yeah, that's
although it will sound like the helium thing on.
I'm sexy and I know it.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it'll sound like on Uranus.
When I walk on by, girls be looking like damn before. I sound like Meatball from Quintina Hunger Force.
Whatever it takes.
I've been school to sleep.
Safe storage, quick access. That's the gun box right there. That is the good-looking gun box that you can have on your nightstand. You can get the Echo for travel, the SK1 for your tactical gear, and the app so that you are connected to it no matter where you go. You don't want people touching your stuff.
I don't like it when people touch my stuff.
No, me either.
I don't even like it when they look at my stuff.
No, they don't want to. If you don't like people touching your stuff, you don't want them touching your gun box. You sign up for the alerts, and it'll send you an alert. It'll send you an alert if your gun box is moved, if someone breathes on it the wrong way. I'm telling you, it's sensitive. And it was, I think, Stephen, who was it this morning? So we tweeted out a picture of it and asked to share stories. Who was it? Someone got one and said, man, I love it. Which is not surprising.
Yeah, I want one very badly.
You make a lot of money. You're in show business.
Yeah. As we discussed yesterday, I'm in one of the top professions for failing out.
God is a comedian. We're afraid to laugh. Thegunbox.com. Get yours today and tell us how you like yours. And it was Charles Ayers who got his, so congrats. This is your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It's another day of unsettled weather across parts of the Great Plains. A confirmed tornado spotted earlier this morning near the Tulsa airport. A powerful storm system spawned dozens of tornado sightings yesterday, also resulted in significant flash flooding across parts of Texas and Oklahoma. Forecasters warn of more severe weather today. Former White House counsel Don McGahn will not testify today before the House Judiciary Committee despite a subpoena. President Trump ordering McGahn not to appear before the panel, citing constitutional precedent.
He said there's no collusion. Now what happens is the Democrats want to redo, and we've had enough, and the country's had enough. There has never been, ever before, an administration that's been so open and transparent. So we want to get on. What we want to do is get on with running the country.
A federal judge has ruled against the president in a financial records dispute with Congress.
The U.S. District Judge says President Trump cannot block a House subpoena of his financial records. According to the judge, the Democratic-led committee's reasons for the documents were valid legislative purposes, but the president begs to differ.
We disagree with that ruling. It's crazy because you look at it, this never happened to any other president. They're trying to get a redo.
And he points out that the judge in the case was appointed by President Barack Obama. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Secretary of State Pompeo and Acting Defense Secretary Shanahan will be among officials briefing Congress later today on U.S. relations with Iran. Tensions between Washington and Tehran have been on the rise recently. Lawmakers want to learn more about that. Today's will be a classified briefing taking place behind closed doors. On Wall Street this morning, Dow futures up 162 points. S&P futures better by 17. NASDAQ futures 59 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-452-1075. 800-452-1075. That's 800-452-1075.
Hi, it's Doc Thompson for Matthew 25 Ministries. Matthew 25 Ministries is one of the few charities I'll actually endorse because I know them. I've worked with them, and I know almost all of the money that you donate goes to help people. Go to m25m.org. m25m.org.
Ladies, some of you sickos willingly accept that with the big doe eyes that you don't even need from a Snapchat filter and just look up at R. Kelly and say, give me your best.
The Rancevizzo. United 7. MoJo 50.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-218-6473. 800-218-6473. 800-218-6473. That's 800-218-6473.
This is the MoJo 50 Institute for the Advanced Application of Freedom. Ya bitches.
The mothership has landed.
Oh, man, I'm disappointed. Zig the Trucking Gator gave up too easy. For the record, gentlemen, I don't hate Game of Thrones. Simply not my kind of show. While I gave y'all a hard time about talking about it, actually thoroughly enjoyed hearing y'all talk about something so passionately. Don't give up so easy. Don't give up so easy.
That is entirely uncharacteristic of him to say.
I think he's...
I don't
starting to
believe
worry
that for a
about him.
second. I don't believe that for a second.
Starting to worry about
What are you trying to pull, Zig?
Uh-huh.
Huh? I'm on to you.
Let's see. Larky F. Fargan, I hated Game of Thrones because Kurt Russell died before the end. Did he?
No, he became a planet.
Oh.
About meth?
Was that one of those times when you're talking to us and they couldn't hear it? Okay. See, Ron has the ability to talk to us without you hearing it, so we respond to him because we don't know if you could have heard it or not, which I don't know why. That's because he says I'm talking into the little microphone.
Maybe the problem here is that we're supposed to not acknowledge that and like radio professionals move on.
Why?
Yeah.
Why don't we just? Why don't you just use the big microphone so that everybody can hear you?
Because that way you can finish your thought.
I can't finish my thought if you're talking in my ear.
Oh my God! It's called a whisper mic, a talk back.
It doesn't
mic,
matter.
whatever.
You have to know how to
Rusty
use
Lucknuts
it.
is on the line. He said he's got some information about meth. It's not methane and getting on or in a plane. You're welcome.
He's got my meth. Rusty, you finally picked up my meth. Where can I? We're not on the air yet, so you can just tell me, Miss Mary.
Right, so you guys said, what is meth? Is it just methane with the ain took off of it or something to that effect?
No. I said we said what is ethane?
No, I said that. Oh. I said is methane just meth with the ain taken off after you said
I see.
ethane is just methane with the M taken off.
Well, we are scientists, so we should
Well,
know
yeah,
what
we
we're
are
talking about.
actually.
So,
yeah.
no, meth is short for methamphetamine.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what they just, I guess they're too damn lazy to call it methamphetamine.
Yeah.
And the ship, why you get on a plane instead of in a plane, is that it goes back to the nautical days, just before the plane was invented, that, you got on board. You got on a ship. And if you notice that on a plane, there's a captain. There's a lot of nautical stuff that moved over. They were considered early on airships, flying ships, whatever, and just kind of stuck in the lexicon.
So did you get on a dirigible or did you get in a dirigible?
Yeah. No, you got on board. You got on board, just like a ship.
Huh.
Come on, Brad, get on board.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's entirely different because that's a metaphorical sense, getting on board. So you've introduced another concept there, Ron. You can't do that. Well, all right, Rusty. It's strange that I mean that's a smart thing that you brought us. Which you've seen Rusty right before. You just don't look at Rusty and think he's going to say something smart.
Do you have Brad Smith?
And
well, no, I was going to say this Alabama boy done left y'all something.
Exactly. All right, buddy. Thanks for calling.
All right, the mess is in the mail.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you very much.
I don't understand what everyone has against methane. They're just taking the ain away.
Yeah, I know. It's
why they don't want to anus is
beats
beyond.
me.
Yeah,
beats me.
Beyond my understanding.
I don't know. That's a very good question. Hey, we'll be here all week. Make sure you tip your waitress and all of that. Did you want to rant? Yeah, I mean, you seem you seem more up this morning. You seem.
Do I?
Yeah,
that's because I've returned to coffee. But I am drinking. I'm just drinking it black now.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it was
black
time.
And bitter.
Black and bitter, like I like my women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I've got something to say. Have you seen? Did you see Burger King UK's tweet?
I saw your tweet. What was it?
This is up at redstate.com, by the way.
Yes. And I was reading that this morning. Burger King. Tell me, because I remember reading it. And
well, let me give you some background first. So right now in the UK, they're having the whole Brexit versus leave thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not versus leave. Brexit is leave. Remain.
Right.
And part of the party, the political party leading the Brexit campaign is the UKIP party, the United Kingdom Independence Party.
Right.
And on that side, you have characters like Carl Benjamin, a.k.a. Sargon of Akkad, Nigel Farage, who everyone knows.
Who, by the way, have names that like they would have in Game of Thrones.
They would, yes. That is absolutely true.
Figured I'd point that out.
Nigel Farage is like the most British. Yeah.
Just it's strange but true.
British name. But right now, Remainers, whenever they want to protest, these evil Nazi-esque leavers, they throw milkshakes on them. That's what they do now. Milkshakes. The milkshake is the new sign of the resistance.
It's an unmistakable. You really don't. You don't mistake they're not wishy-washy.
No,
it's you get the milkshake or you don't. So okay. All right.
I'm a little angry about the fact that people are wasting.
I was going to say
so much milkshake.
Yeah,
I love it. Don't throw it on people. Here,
right.
I'll take it.
Here, if you're going to throw it, let me open my mouth first.
Can I just? Wow. So anyway,
isolate that audio.
Yeah. So Nigel Farage is the latest guy to get hit with a milkshake. Some guy had a banana and salted caramel milkshake from Five Guys. And he wasted it on Nigel Farage.
Those dirty bastards. They wasted
a Five Guys shake, dude. I know. Five Guys, by the way, probably at this moment in time, one of my favorite burger places of all time. I love it.
They really are good.
They are amazing. So anyway, in order to try to prevent that, however, police went around, I think it was Edinburgh or something like that, and they were like, hey, McDonald's next to a place that is holding Nigel Farage's little event, don't sell ice cream or milkshakes while he's here, because people are going to buy them and try to throw them at him. So McDonald's was like, okay, we won't do that. And they put up a sign in front of their store it says, we will not be selling milkshakes or ice cream tonight. This is due to a police request given recent events.
MG.
That is
so. Yeah.
Wow.
So what? Fair enough. Burger King UK, however, on their Twitter, decided to tweet out in that moment, "Dear people of Scotland, we're selling milkshakes all weekend. Have fun. Love BK, hashtag just saying." So what they did is essentially say, hey, you know what? McDonald's isn't allowing you to purchase milkshakes and ice cream to throw at politicians, but we are. And okay, so here we have a. And let me go ahead and say this first before I continue, because I feel like this is going to get lost in translation. I don't care what you do, and by police standards, this is also true. If you throw a liquid of any kind on someone unwillingly, that is assault. That is assault.
In this case, it was salted caramel.
It was a salted caramel. Yeah. Needless to say, this essentially promoted the idea of committing violence against Farage. Assault, you know. Even if BK didn't intend that, and that's what they hold. In fact, later on, they sent out a tweet that said, "We never endorse violence or wasting our delicious milkshakes. So enjoy the weekend and please drink responsibly, people."
That's the equivalent of we don't condone it, but we understand it.
Exactly. It's like, look. We understand that, you know, people are throwing milkshakes at people who they don't agree with, namely right-wing politicians. We understand that. And we understand that McDonald's is closing down in order for that not to happen, or not closing down, but stopping the sales of this stuff in order for that not to happen. But we're still selling it. Just saying, hashtag. What the hell do you think people are going to draw from that?
They knew what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. Exactly. They knew exactly what they were doing. I think that second tweet was was just, you know, legal reasons they were trying to, like, wait, hey,
Yes,
we're not saying that this is what you should do.
It's plausible deniability.
But you can do it. That's what they're doing.
Yes.
My question, though, is what would have happened if this was a tweet from a place like, I don't know, Chick-fil-A?
Oh, it would have been all about the hate and all about why they hate and how you should boycott them because they're haters.
Exactly.
And they hate.
And they promote violence.
Yes.
All right. They sit there and they tell us that Chick-fil-A promotes violence because their leadership is all about traditional marriage. That is, and they give to what they title as anti-LGBT causes. All right. You have to understand, when they say that, what they really mean is like religious stuff. They give to religious organizations. Some of these religious organizations do offer therapy that allow people to. I like that. That's very good.
By the way, I'm wearing my LGBT shirt.
He is wearing his LGBT. Look at that. Look at that. That is awesome. Some of these places, they have counselors and therapy and stuff like that. Not like shock therapy. No one does that. For people, for like Christians and stuff who have homosexual tendencies or whatever, and they want to get rid of them. They want to leave that and live in the light of the Lord, which is perfectly fine. It happens all the time. You don't hear about it because we're not allowed to talk about it here in our society. It happens all the time, though. But they are called, they are labeled as promoting violence against the LGBT community simply for holding these beliefs. That's it. They don't do anything. In fact, they have done absolutely nothing to encourage violence with anyone. They have accepted everybody into their stores, even as employees. All right. Doesn't matter who you are, what color you are, what race, what religion you are. You are accepted at Chick-fil-A. Okay. It is one of the most delicious, welcoming places on the planet, a Chick-fil-A. It's one of the reasons why they are currently in line to reach number 3 in terms of the fast food hierarchy, okay? It goes McDonald's, Starbucks, and now Chick-fil-A. That's how much they've grown. That's how good their food is. That's how much people like their service. And they do have the absolute best service to the point where it's almost become a meme.
They're yummy. Chicken too tasty.
It's hate chicken, Brad. It's hate chicken. So, here we have Chick-fil-A literally just standing there and being called violent and hateful and yada, yada, yada. Burger King, however, says, hey, throw milkshakes on right-wing politicians. Ha, 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 ha. Just kidding. Ha, ha, ha. No, you're not. Come on. All right, look, it bothers me that the left is like, hey, you guys, the right wing, the Christian right, the Chick-fil-A lovers and the people with their God and guns and yada yada. They're violent and dangerous. They're super horrible. We got to do something about them. However, anything at all that the left does is perfectly okay. Whether it's Antifa, you have CNN anchors defending Antifa, a domestic terrorist group, officially a domestic terrorist group. Okay? Anytime they go out there and start, smashing car windows or beating up old men or just punching random people in the stomach because they disagree with them or hitting women over the head with a stick, that's fine. That's fine. Because it's Antifa. They're fighting for the right cause. That violence is okay. That violence is cool. Okay? You can set fire to some Muslim guy's car, some Muslim guy's limo. And that's revolution, man. That's fighting the man. That's resistance. Okay? But we say something along the lines of radical Islam is dangerous. Oh my God, that's so hateful.
Yep.
So hateful. How could you say that? Sexism against women. Completely wrong, says the left. Oh God, everything is sexist now. Everything. You cannot talk to a woman. You cannot talk down to a woman. Okay, in any way, shape, or form. You can't explain anything to a woman because that's mansplaining. All right, you can't even approach a woman for a date without it being something along the lines of sexual harassment. According to Gillette, that's the case.
If we don't explain things to them, who will? Just saying.
But apparently, if you are a right-wing woman, let's say that you are a pro-life woman, okay, or you disagree with the social justice narrative, or you turn your back on feminism, then it's open season on your ass. People can say the most horrible things to you imaginable, and they will be applauded for it. Look at the way they treat Dana Lash. All right, some of the things they say to her is outright horrific. Look at some of the things they say about Meghan McCain.
And I also think it's funny they accuse Dana of selling guns.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't sell guns.
I don't sell guns. She doesn't sell monkeys.
Guns. Good Lord. But the other, anti-Semitism in the Democratic Party, completely fine. Okay, because we're gonna insult Israel. We're gonna accuse Congress of being bought by Israel. We're gonna say this anti-Semitic pro-Hamas stuff. And you know what? That's fine. That's speaking truth to power, Brad. That's what that is. However, a bunch of idiots with tiki torches who happen to support Trump get together. And apparently now Trump is the problem. Anti-Semitism in this country is growing because of him. What do we do? I'm sorry. Can you at least take the plank out of your own eye?
Thank you.
Please?
Thank you.
This all boils down to the fact that I've said this for years, by the way. The left's unofficial motto, the Democrat Party's unofficial motto is, it's okay when we do it. It's okay when we do it. They can do whatever they... Think about it. If I had taken a milkshake and thrown it on Beto.org, okay, or Kamala Harris...
I would have slapped you.
For wasting the milkshake?
Yes!
Yeah.
Throw a sock at him.
But if I had done that, it would have been all over the place. Violence, right-wing violence. Oh, pearl clutching.
Especially if you'd had a straw in it, you would have hated turtles too.
Oh, that's true. It would have lodged
it would have been a double whammy.
Self and Beto's nose.
And Mitch McConnell's eye. That would have been mean.
Mm-hmm. But in any case, it's okay when we do it, says the left. And this is a perfect example. They don't really care about the rules that they're setting for society. They don't. This is a Alinskyite right here. It's make the other side live up to their own rules. They don't have rules. They're going to feign outrage. They're going to get mad and pretend like everything you're doing is wrong because they're playing on your moral standards. But they don't have moral standards. That's why they can get away with being like, yeah, throwing milkshakes on right-wing politicians. That's freedom of speech. That's sticking it to the man. That's resistance. But if you did that, it's violence. It's proof that the right wing is dangerous and can't be trusted and we're horrible people.
No, we're horrible, but for different reasons.
Well, yeah, that's given, I would say. But that's just the way it is. Sexual assault. Who are the primary people guilty of sexual assault? Look at through every celebrity, politician. Very rarely is it actually a right-wing person. It's usually a left-wing person. They don't have standards. They only have standards applied to them if the mob says it's a standard. And that mob is fickle. It will change its mind at the drop of a hat. All right?
Which, again, is going to be very simple for them to do if they're all on Uranus.
Yeah. They can be as mob-tastic as they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, that's my rant. It's okay when the left does it. That's the lesson that we're going to learn today.
Their motto, the motto they could use on a bumper sticker, "We're good, you suck."
Pretty much, yeah.
That would fit. See, that's right there. That's a professional logo and motto right there. I just right on a bumper sticker.
Kind of what it boiled out to.
We're good, you suck.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
Where you can keep all that. They should at least keep all of that anger and hate and vengeful thinking. They should keep it in a cat cooler because revenge is a dish best served cold.
Brad, that was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
That is why I am a professional.
He is this is why he has that's why he's paid the big bucks, folks.
Big, huge.
The big, huge.
Which, by the way,
bucks.
Ron, remind me to get a bigger wheelbarrow. I keep dropping stacks of hundreds on the way out of the building. And
I'm tired of picking them up.
I really am.
I have no more places to put $100 bills in.
I mean, the constant bending over to pick up these stack of hundreds is just really, it doesn't hurt. It's just irritating.
Ron, is there any way that we could possibly, I don't know, buy a vault?
Yeah, I just
somewhere
gonna need that.
Yeah.
So if you could work
the
on
MoJo
that.
River is just
or hire.
You'll stop throwing them in the campfire to keep us warm.
Or if you could hire me another person. Just somebody, just
count your hundreds.
Or just to carry them. Just hire me some woman, if you wouldn't mind.
What I really want is the moment we can afford it. What I would like to have is a woman in a French maid's outfit just standing by there with like a stack.
Oh, we can always afford that.
And her entire job is just to stand there. And anytime I start feeling sad, she just comes up and just starts hitting me with the stack of $100 bills.
You want her to hit?
Until I feel better.
You into the S&D stuff?
S&D. I'm more into getting hit with USD.
I was into that S&D stuff once. Whew.
What's the D stand for?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
You really don't want to know.
If you don't know, you can't afford it.
I tell you can afford a cat cooler because Brandon's giving you a special discount.
That's true.
If you go to catcoolers.com, use the promo code Brandon. That is equal to 10% off your purchase there at Cat Coolers. A cooler so rugged it changes everything.
Yep.
Except your underpants.
That's true.
That's I think they left that part off of the little slogan there on the website, but it's really is true. Cat coolers are amazing. They're amazing. They keep cold things really, really cold. But how do they know?
How do
they know? It doesn't really matter how they know. The fact that they'll keep ice cold for days. It doesn't matter how it does it. It just does it. Just get out there and enjoy it. The first official weekend of summer coming up in 72 hours away, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, because 3 days, 24, 72, yeah.
Yeah. For some odd reason, I just felt like it has already. It's Texas, so it already feels kind of like it's been summer.
Yeah, it goes from winter to summer.
I would like for the spring rain to just kind of take a break, though. I would like a weekend just filled with nothing but sunshine. But it's all.
That's true. Yeah. You know what they say follows 2 days of rain in Texas.
There's the thunder. Saturday.
Monday.
That's what I said.
Yeah, exactly.
I said that. I said Monday.
Yeah, I know you did. I felt it. Go to catcoolers.com, get your cat cooler today, and use promo code Brandon. You will get 10% off said cooler. By the way, you already have a taker.
Oh, do I?
Jack Hull Angry Beaver says, I'll hit the Brandon Morse for cash.
No. It's my cash. You don't get to keep it. Just if I get sad, you need to take my cash, come over there, and just start whacking me on the arm with it. And that way I can... Huh?
I'd hit that.
You'd hit that?
For cash.
For cash? You'd hit it for cash?
And did you say something about whacking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you also whack for cash?
No, I don't know about that.
You wouldn't whack for cash?
$100.
No, not 100.
1,000.
No.
5,000.
But you'd hit it.
I'd hit. Well, yeah.
10,000.
Do you know what you're hitting?
No, but
it's me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd hit that.
Remember, never ask a question you don't already know the answer to. They teach you that in law school.
It just goes, oh, yeah.
You know what you'd be hitting? It's me. He says. Well, in that case, yeah, I'd hit that. No.
Thanks, Ron, thank you.
Cougar
You're a
Jackal.
good-looking man, Brandon.
You know what, Ron? I would be happy.
You get to a certain age where it just really doesn't matter.
It
It's like,
does
you know
not
what?
matter anymore.
She's hot. He's a good-looking guy. What the hell? Roll the dice.
I like
See,
the cut of his jib.
You double your shot of a date on Saturday night. Cougar Jackal Diva says, I'll do it. French-made outfit in my closet.
Oh, okay.
You know, after meeting you in person,
We're going to have
Cougar,
tryouts.
I believe that, and I am proud of you.
We're going to have to hold tryouts.
Of course. I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
That's
there's a lot of people who would want to do this.
Jill Hollis in Seattle says, I hereby nominate Hottie Rachel to be hired to be in a French maid's uniform to fan and slap. Who said anything about slapping?
Yeah, who's slapping? That wasn't part of it.
But if that's thrown in, I'll take it.
I mean, that's I'll have to charge you extra.
Let's see, the fan and slap real Brad Staggs, the Brandon Morse, when they are engorged with the burden of carrying around all those hundreds. I haven't seen Hottie Rachel, have I? Do I know
It's the Rachel who came in that one time with.
Wow, he remembers her name.
Yeah.
I feel a little embarrassed.
I wasn't really paying attention because I was staring
at Dr.
Ken.
I know, right?
I cannot take my eyes off
I
that
don't.
guy.
I saw.
She was a tall drink of water.
I saw a shadowy figure off to my right and Dr. Ken, a dream, right in front of me.
like a glowing sun in a dark tunnel.
Shining star.
An oasis of beauty and majesty in a desert of bad puns and...
Yes, it just starts getting messy from there.
That's right.
Just, leave it right there. Let's see. Peekapoo Snarky Jackal, a weapons sweep removed the following items from the streets, and it's a picture of 3 milkshakes. Nice.
The UK police are on the job.
They're out there. They're out there. We're in here. And this is the Daily Mojo.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
Immigration has been a hot button topic since Donald Trump became President Trump, and that's not stopping anytime soon. Late last week, the Trump administration began unveiling a plan to overhaul our legal immigration policies and move to a merit-based system. But I'm not here to break that down, because frankly, by now, you've likely heard every take possible on that issue. Instead, I want to talk about the other side of the aisle and their fashionable calls late last year to abolish ICE. What's remarkable is how we've gone from the Democrats' favorite immigration talking point last year, being abolish ICE, to literally everyone running away from it today. Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, and Kirsten Gillibrand, apparently she's still in the race, all signed up for the idea super early. But lately, it's been crickets from them all. In fact, Gillibrand has even tried to claim she never said it. Hint, she did. So why this new refusal to mention the words abolish ICE? A new AP poll just out notes that a whopping 57% of Democrats have an unfavorable opinion of ICE. But that same poll notes that just under a quarter of those same Democrats want to abolish ICE. So if we're playing the which way is the wind blowing version of campaigning, you get why no one wants to talk abolish ICE anymore. Not surprisingly, the vast majority of self-described Republicans are in favor of ICE. Even less surprising, a very large percentage of Americans are busy living life outside the political bubble and have zero opinion on, or at least not enough information to form an opinion on the matter. Oh, and speaking of Trump's merit-based plan, you may be wondering why it kept immigration levels steady. It turns out this poll has 42% of those surveyed favoring keeping current levels. That's higher than either increasing at 29% or decreasing, which is at 28%. I'm Andrew Coppins, and this has been By the Numbers. You can follow me on all the socials at The Coppins Show.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by TarRiverArms.com. They've revolutionized online firearm sales with high-resolution pictures, 3D imaging, and the best prices. How much will you save? Find out at TarRiverArms.com. That's TarRiverArms.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Okay, folks. I've got some good news. Remember when ESPN was a sports channel?
That was, it feels like a different lifetime.
It was a different lifetime ago. It was like a magical time when politics wasn't in every single little thing that you were talking about.
Right.
You know? But it apparently, after years of failing ratings and God knows how many tweets that were sent their way to him, to the station, to various anchors and stuff. They finally get it. We don't want to talk about politics.
Are they getting out of the politics business? What will they have left to speak of?
Apparently, behind all of that was a sports channel.
No, that's crazy.
From what I understand, there was like at one point in time they talked about like football.
That is a theory. It's like dragons once existed. It's just it can't be.
They did once exist, didn't it?
I think so.
I mean, it was on TV. It's got to be true.
It's got to be true.
But this is on up at redstate.com right now. ESPN president finally gets what viewers have been telling him for ages. No politics. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't put it in our escapism. The Code Monkeys know what I'm talking about. I talked about this all the time, but I'm happy to finally say that ESPN, I think, has finally gotten the message. English. ESPN has taken something of a nosedive off a viewer cliff, thanks to a consistent injection of woke politics into discussions about player stats and game highlights. The problem got so bad, y'all, that the channel lost in October of 2017, in 1 month, 480,000 subscribers.
Wow, they're like the movie pass of sports channels.
Pretty much. If you really like spread that out, that's about 15,000 viewers a day that they were losing in the month of October.
You know, it's hard to make a living when you're losing 15,000 customers every day.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't teach that in Harvard Business School, but we'll teach you that here.
But, you know, it's funny. The fact that they were continuing to lose these customers, and the customers, especially nowadays, aren't going to be quiet about why they're walking away. They'll tell you why.
Yeah.
They're pissed off. So, yeah, they're naturally going to tell you why. So, only now, though, in 2019, the year of our Lord, do they get it? Do they finally get it? We need to walk away. This is from National Review. Pitaro, the president, his name is Pitaro, has also satisfied ESPN's more traditional fans by steering commentators away from political discussions on air and on social media, which heightened during President Trump's criticism of NFL players protesting against social injustice during the playing of the national anthem. Without question, he said, our data tells us our fans do not want us to cover politics. Well, what do you know? What do you know? Who'd have thunk it, Brad? Who'd have thunk it?
Uh-huh.
My job is to provide clarity. I really believe that some of our talent was confused on what was expected of them. If you fast forward to today, I don't believe they are confused. Fair enough on that one. Fair enough. I think that many people who were sent there to cover sports, to discuss sports, you know, on a sports channel.
Yeah, what was his name?
There was Bob Costas, Jamal Hill.
No, the other guy, he was there, and then he went
Jamel.
to CNBC, and then he came back to ESPN. Oh, what the hell was his name?
Oh, his name is, oh gosh.
Yeah, him.
I know it.
Mr. Irrelevant now.
Yeah,
What
he
is
is
his name?
completely out of the,
Yeah, him.
Yeah, that guy. No, I know exactly who you're talking about, though. MSNBC host.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be Keith Olbermann.
That's it.
Keith Olbermann.
Wonder what he's
God,
doing now.
that guy was
No,
annoying.
I really don't.
That guy was annoying.
Yes, he was.
You know, like he's actually built for sportscasting. I feel like his voice even is just so sportscaster, and I do like it.
He's back at ESPN too.
Well, I mean, so long as he's not talking politics, I could give a crap. I don't care what. Look, I don't care what your leanings are. Keep it to your damn self. You know, unless your job, which apparently if you fail at it, like Keith Olbermann did. Don't be there to discuss. Be there to do your job. If your job is to discuss sports, then discuss sports. If it's there to discuss politics, then discuss politics. But ESPN is not the place for politics. It is the place for sports.
Yes, that's why they have news channels and sports channels and movie channels and channels for women and channels for men and channels for cooking and channels for travel. And
exactly.
so that you can choose which topic you want and watch a channel that's centered around that topic. And
I don't want to turn on Guy Fieri and hear something along the lines of, look at this, look at these ribs right here. It's got a perfect bark on it. Yeah, by the way, Donald Trump's wall sucks. I'm not there for that. I'm there to hear about the bark on the ribs. But
if you have bark on your ribs, you probably should take that off. Probably too much fiber.
I mean, I like the bark.
Oh, well, if you like
bark's
it.
my favorite.
No judgment.
Part.
No judgment.
I like it's part of my new diet.
More barbecue sauce.
I will say this though, pretty much everything suffered that way. The NFL also suffered really horribly during the 2017 NFL. Holy crap! By the time it was all said and done, it had lost 35% of its audience. The NFL. Think about that in like dollars, because you have to understand that the NFL is a money making machine. Right, everything, whether it be the jerseys, cups, commercials, shows, everything makes money in the NFL. And 35% of that audience said, "I'm out, peace."
Yeah,
that should have been a massive wake up call.
It's called not knowing their audience. They have no idea who their audience was.
Well, I think that maybe they got confused or something, because Nike really succeeded when it came to approaching this group of people, the social justice yada yada people. They really thought that Nike succeeded. So I guess everyone else was like, you know what, we could probably make
the NFL
billions.
The NFL did it before Nike did, didn't they? Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
the NFL was.
That's actually true. Okay,
and Nike came after them with their. Nike has either done a buttload of consumer research and knew exactly who their market was, or they got really, really lucky.
I wonder if the NFL tried to do the same research and just came up short.
I don't think. No, I think the NFL thought that they were so big that then who are you going to go to? Yeah,
because there's no doubt in my mind that this research was conducted by a group outside of Nike. Obviously,
yeah, they would have hired somebody.
And so that information was probably sitting around for a while.
If in fact they conducted the research first, they may have just gotten lucky.
Maybe they did. But I think maybe the NFL's. I'm going to assume that the NFL saw the same research that Nike did.
Yeah, but again, if the NFL did it first, they wouldn't have had the same research. And they, I think, were just so cocky because Nike had to worry about Adidas and every other shoe manufacturer out there. NFL, who's their competition?
But my thing is like, look at how Nike would have handled it, because I could totally see them doing it. They could have had the same amount of research, seen the mistakes that was made by the NFL, and then perfected that and been like, okay, we've got a great message here. And to Nike's credit, where the NFL was kind of promoting this idea of anti-Americanism and like this negativity, you had Nike, who, if you actually watch the commercials that were made with Colin Kaepernick, actually had a more or less positive message. And I think the difference here is that, people who aren't really up on politics and stuff like that heard that and were like, well, that's not bad at all. I like that. Right. Yes. And that endeared them to Nike. Everyone else who does pay attention to politics and think Colin Kaepernick's a complete a-hole, and he is, were like, oh, well, I'm done with Nike. But the thing is that the majority of people who buy Nike products and stuff like that are going to fall into that category of being apolitical or being in support of Colin Kaepernick's message. So I think that Nike had a double whammy here going on. And whereas the NFL probably had that information and went, you know what, we're going to try to make it so that we're making a statement too. And people are going to be so stoked on us.
It didn't work.
It didn't work at all. It didn't work. Now, this is obviously just, I'm guessing at this point in time, because I think that this kind of information is super expensive to obtain, and I imagine that people would pay top dollar for it.
Why didn't you ask? I would have given you the money for bring in some of those hundreds.
And I imagine the NFL I bet it pays a lot of money in research.
I bet they do now.
Yeah. Well, definitely
bet they do now.
But in any case, I think that when you inject politics into something, obviously, you go woke.
Half of your audience.
You get woke, you go broke. You are going to lose a lot of your audience. The NFL lost 35% of its audience. That's nearly half. And so yeah, let's take a break here for a second and realize that when it comes to sports, and I love football. I love baseball. I'm an American pastime kind of guy.
Are you an athletic supporter?
I am an athletic.
Good for you. Good for you.
But I just don't care. Like I work in politics. I don't care about politics when I'm watching sports.
That's because you're watching sports.
Exactly.
Which you should be watching sports.
Exactly.
Yes.
So ESPN finally figured that out. And I'm sorry to say that ESPN is one of the few people who have figured that out. More channels need to understand. Look, you inject politics into your stuff, then half of your audience is going to tune out.
Bleed enough money. It's an expensive lesson.
Exactly. But you know what? Great, ESPN. I'm happy that you finally learned that. I'm happy that you're turning away from it. I'm probably more liable to turn on ESPN now. You know?
I don't even think I get ESPN at the house.
I will say this, though. Scott Van Pelt, you ever heard of him?
Yep.
So Scott Van Pelt, he was, this was back in March. And it wasn't so much political, but it was something that many people in America agreed with. Do you remember or did you hear about the whole entire thing with Tom Izzo yelling at that freshman kid?
When was that?
This was back in March.
I can't say that I did.
Okay, so the whole story goes is that Tom Izzo of Michigan State, he's Michigan State's head basketball coach.
Right.
He was yelling at freshman player Aaron Henry while he was on the court.
Right.
To the point where like other players were like holding Izzo back because like Izzo was like get your act together. And
was Izzo not acting right? Oh, this is basketball?
This is basketball.
I guarantee I wouldn't have seen it.
So essentially what went down was, people got mad at Izzo for yelling at the player. Like, how could you talk to him like that? Oh, my God.
That's what coaches are supposed to do.
And that's pretty much what everyone said. Even Henry, the player, was like, no, he was right to do what he did. And I learned. Yeah, he's like, I learned from this. And Van Pelt, he caught the controversy. So Van Pelt is obviously ESPN anchor. He's he's also a commentator and stuff like that, has his own show. And I respect this guy. I respect Van Pelt. But he went on this tirade against the social justice butthurt crowd.
Van Pelt did?
Van Pelt did. And it was one of those moments where it was like, wow, politics on ESPN, that makes sense. And in terms of the sports
you agreed
world.
with him.
Exactly. I agreed with him.
Which is
so
again, it's you either got to go with the politics or without the politics.
Right, exactly.
You can't go down the middle with I only like it when they talk about politics.
So I can understand why a lot of people would be happy about it, especially in the commentator community about like all this stuff. But it's just not good. I imagine there were a lot of people who decided in that moment of watching Van Pelt going, I'm not going to watch this anymore because ESPN has become too right wing.
Well, and the correct, having not seen it, I don't know what he said, but the correct response would have been if somebody brings up the social justice warriors and all that. Look, politics has no business. This is about sports, and
that's
this is about the
that's
coach,
kind of what he said,
yelling at his player to get his player to straighten up. So.
Because what he did say was, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys. What he said. He said, "This isn't about snowflakes or being soft. It is about a gigantic problem we have." Not only allowed to happen in this society, but go out of our way to ensure gets worse. People seem to have a real issue when they're held accountable, or others are too harshly. We're so concerned with whether or not someone's had their feelings hurt that we lose sight of this fact. Life has a scoreboard. The world will be difficult, and we do nobody any favors when we coddle them to the point that they never hear criticism, or hear a harsh word, or have to face any adversity. And then Van Pelt continued by noting that we can't eliminate every bit of opposition our children come up against, and that doing so accomplishes nothing for them. He said, we're so concerned with safe spaces and not saying mean things that when a coach gets on a player, it's seen by some of you as out of bounds. And that is insane to me, he said. Van Pelt was referencing obviously the Izzo thing. He said, but that doesn't matter to people who don't really want context. They just want to be mad and offended. And then he ended by saying, stop being offended by things that don't concern you.
How about just stop being offended? Period.
People are going to get offended. Yeah.
That's on them.
The funny part is like Izzo also, at that point in time, he released a statement, so I get a kick out of you guys get after somebody because you're trying to hold them accountable. I don't know what kind of business you're in, but I tell you what, if I was head of a newspaper and you didn't do your job, you'd be held accountable.
Tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
Tell you what, Bobby.
I'll tell you what, Bobby.
Yes, and that's just it. People should be accountable no matter what they're doing.
Yeah, and I've got to tell you, like, look, could we consider that a political statement, or should it be a common sense statement?
That's common sense. That is.
But in this day and age, it would be considered political to say that. He launched after the safe space stuff and you know the sensitivity of today's generation, and people consider their emotions directly tied in with their politics. You know, everything is political, everything is sexist, yada yada yada.
Yes,
everything is racist. You know, everything, and these safe spaces are supposed to be like your if you are a put upon person, a social justice warrior, a minority, a woman, something like that, you can go to these safe spaces where you'll be with like-minded people who understand and get you and accept you. And it's like, look, that's all well and
called
good.
An echo chamber.
Yeah, I was just about to say, echo chambers make you stupid,
but comfortable.
They're comfortable, but stupid.
They make you very warm and they're like a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a warm blanket. You just wrap yourself up in it and just feel all good and fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually you got to walk out of that echo chamber, and that's when the problems start.
Mm-hmm.
Then reality has a way of coming up and smacking you right across the face.
Exactly. But I will say this. I think, the message is common sense. He might be harsh, but he's fair. And look, Izzo is known for taking his players to the Final Four.
And it's not easy to get there. It's the whole, how do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Yeah. And on top of that, Izzo's loyal. The people who are loyal to the players, loyal to Izzo, is unheard of in other college campuses.
Gets things done.
You know, the turnover rate is almost non-existent for him. Izzo is a good coach. He's a good coach, not only apparently on the court, but in life. Because, get the bell ready, he rides you.
Wow.
All right? And he makes sure that you actually put the best part of yourself forward. And if you're not doing that,
that's another one.
Then guess what? He's going to jump your ass. Yeah. I was actually just setting that one up for you to hit it up.
Thank you. You tee him up?
Yeah.
I'll knock him down.
Exactly.
You want to see something sexy? You want to see something really hot?
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch gears. Let's do that.
I'm going to show you something really hot as soon as Ron takes it full screen.
Ron can't take it full screen because he's pooping.
Oh, yeah, he can.
Oh, there it is.
Look at that. That's not what's full screen.
That's what you gave me.
That's my screen is not that. That's my screen right now. Look at my screen. Look at my screen over
I'm
here.
looking at your screen, dude.
Okay, look at it. No, look through the window.
I see it. I see it. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, that'd be on your side of the glass then, huh? Well, let me tell you what's really hot and sexy right now. It's black. It's about.
Let me see if I can fix that.
It's about 6 inches long. It looks textured. It looks hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's gleaming.
Mm-hmm.
And it does. Looks like it has a tattoo on it.
Is it screaming to be polished?
Brad, it looks like you're not connected to me anymore. That's why. That was the last image that was up there.
Huh. Well, I've said for days now that you and I are drifting apart, and it's apparent, Ron. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, I think I've described fairly well what's on my screen, and boy, it shoots too. It shoots a long way, and right on the side it says Smith & Wesson.
And it can. Oh man, accuracy may be really.
It could be a tattoo that says Smith & Wesson. It's got a matte black finish. It is and the best part is the name. The Smith & Wesson Governor 45 LC.
The Governor.
The Governor.
The Governor.
That, for whatever reason, you name something the Governor.
It immediately becomes
badass.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, the Governor, badass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Same thing. It's a double action. It is has a synthetic grip, stainless PVD cylinder. And wasn't it you yesterday saying to me you wanted a stainless PVD cylinder? I'd say that at least once a week. Yeah, it's strange. Well, your dreams have come true, and they are at Tar River Arms, traguns.com. Not only that, but wow, the suggested retail on this bad boy, $869. You're going to save $120.
Mm-hmm.
At least go take a look at it. Go to traguns.com, and it's right on the added new or recently added button. If you click on that, you'll see the Smith & Wesson Governor 45 LC.
The Governor.
The Governor. Yeah, you do have to say you have to slow down. The Governor. It's the Smith & Wesson Governor. And they have one of these in stock. So if you like it, don't let somebody else grab your Governor. You just grab that Governor. You grab it, you run with it.
That's right, buddy.
I would advise paying for it.
I would advise
first.
keeping it somewhere hidden.
Yeah, you can put it in the gun box.
Maybe somewhere around the belt area while you're out and about.
You could do that too.
You could do that. But and whip it out when it's appropriate.
Yes. And always say,
don't just take it out.
Right.
Don't just take it out willy nilly.
No. Yeah. Don't
do that.
That's crazy. Start taking that stuff out willy nilly.
The police actually frown on that.
They do. They really do.
Despite the fact that it's it's impressive.
It is impressive.
It's impressive.
It is very, very impressive.
But it's just not right.
No.
So, choose your moments. That's what I say.
TRAguns.com. If you see a postal service truck going by you on the freeway without a driver, don't worry. He didn't fall out. The post office is now testing autonomous semi-trucks for hauling mail across state lines. The name of the company that they is building is called Too Simple. That's TU Simple. It's a self-driving truck company. They are providing the truck. They're going to run 5 runs in late May. And so the idea behind it is that this truck will be going down the road. I always get behind the Postal Service trucks too, the semis. Because it's all on the back of it. Always says like DAL to whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You always tell that's the Postal Service truck. So the idea is that these things would drive themselves while the Postal Service worker would be in the back sorting mail.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually that's an efficient idea.
Yeah.
Might be a day late and $1 short, but because the Postal Service is...
How does that go?
They are on their last dying breath because, when was the last time you got something good in the mail at home?
Sometimes I get checks.
You still get paper checks?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not exactly the way I'd like to get paid. But.
I mean, it won't be the way. I mean, in the next few years, that's going to go away completely.
You think?
Oh yeah, direct deposit. Are you kidding?
Well, yeah, it's direct deposit would be really great, but anyway, I won't get into the internal stuff.
Right.
But
it would be great, but very few good things come in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
You get catalogs, you get a bunch of junk, you get the occasional ad for the window cleaning company.
I was checking the mail yesterday, walking back to my apartment, and the only thing I could think was like, man, I can't escape ads.
No.
They're everywhere.
Yes.
I open my mailbox, they're right there.
Yep.
I open my browser, they're right there.
Yep.
All right? You can't even watch porn without getting inundated with like tons of ads.
And when you try to watch a movie trailer, which is an ad for a movie, you get the stupid ad before the ad.
Exactly.
Which drives me crazy.
You don't like the trailers?
No. I don't like the pre-rolls.
Because those are ads too, technically.
That's what I'm saying. You go to look, like if you're watching Endgame, whatever, to pick your favorite movie, you go to watch the trailer for that, and there's a damn pre-roll before the trailer for the movie. It's like...
It's like a car commercial. Car commercials drive me insane. All right? I think that all car commercials should be unbelievably silly because I'm sick and tired of these, like,
they used to be.
Go, there you are. And then it's like somebody driving serenely in like a Mitsubishi.
And usually Matthew McConaughey.
Am I driving this car? Or is it driving me? I don't know.
Ads are everywhere. And now mail is everywhere.
No, I can't escape it. Everywhere you go, you're hit with ads.
Yeah. And remember, if you're going to drive, take the car.
Take the car. There's someone, guarantee. I've said this. My brother and I had a huge discussion about how the future of roads will be taken care of. Because I would like to see the government get hands off on the roads. And I would like to see private corporations take them over.
Good luck with that.
Here's how I think that, because he was like, well, how are you going to stop all the ads from popping up? And so I was like, here's how they're going to do it. Nowadays, almost every car has a computer screen in there that you can touch and control and stuff like that. Let's say that you're driving down I-45.
Better wrap this up, too, because we got 3 minutes.
Okay. I-45, and you hit a town, and that section of I-45 in that town was purchased by Chick-fil-A. a banner ad will pop up on your screen for Chick-fil-A, and it'll be like, hey, exit to the turn here for fresh chicken, and they'll play out commercial right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like a billboard.
Like a billboard on your screen. But the screens are only going to get bigger, so I think that's the future of it right there.
You'll have chicken in your car.
Yep.
Ron? Let's see, we wrap this thing up. Good idea.
What do you mean it's last call?
Just like we did in rehearsal. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The end of Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo. But before we go, as always, let's find out what we learned today. We learned that sending all the progressive to Uranus is a good start and the future. And not nearly as painful as it sounds. Plus, they all talk funny because of the helium.
What's what?
We learned that if you're collecting belly lint as a hobby, you're doing it wrong. That'd be an hour one reference. If you're listening to the program in reverse, wait until you get there. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And we finally learned that we'll open our mouths if you throw it at us. Now wait till you get to that one too. If you're listening in reverse, it's going to be funny when you get there, I promise. The Brandon Morse from redstate.com. What, if anything, did you learn today?
I learned that my fetish is Ron in a French maid's outfit hitting me with a stack of $100 bills, boy.
Okay, I'm not wearing the French maid outfit, but
what the hell?
I can throw
$1,000.
I can throw some $100 at you.
$100,000.
$100,000.
You're wearing the
French maid, and I'll do it.
$100,000 in a French maid's outfit, and you'll do it.
There's always a price.
I am going to start the GoFundMe right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Good Lord, that would be amazing. What else did I learn today, Brad? Today,
I don't know.
I learned that when it comes to the Sprats ball, keep your politics out of it.
Right?
Yeah. I just want to watch.
How many times today have I said that right?
The foot bases run the touchdowns.
What, if anything, did those jackholes learn today?
Brad Staggs, Flannel Jacket said, wow, woke up late. Someone needs to invent ad blocker for iPhone. Fair enough. Jaded Jackhole Poltitsky said, Brandon is an athletic supporter. The question remains, one hand or two?
It is. And the Poltitsky twins have finally made it to Twitter. Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. Ragtime Millionaire Gravel said, I've learned that millions watching someone open toys is wasting time, but millions watching dragons and death is somehow important to the future of America.
Millions watching? Huh? I don't understand what that means.
It's a knock on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but what was the millions opening toys?
Yeah, what was the opening toys thing?
Oh, I don't know.
The other half of that tweet.
Yeah.
That'd be, I don't know it.
I don't know.
Okay.
Explain yourself.
Right.
Leprechaun 420 said the bell count for today's show is 11 missed innuendo bells, 14 actual bells, 1 rim shot, and 0 horns.
Did he not record them anymore? Was he being lazy?
No, he does. I'm just running out of time, so I have to read them. Sorry, buddy. I know you make these audio. It's
wow.
Yeah.
Man, Leprechaun, I was going to have to kick your ass for falling asleep on the job.
No, he's doing his job.
Because I fall asleep and don't hit the freaking cues. Could be my fault.
Blame Ron, Leprechaun. AOC guitar strums, I think we had 1. And a Creepy Uncle Joe's, 0 of those.
Oh, there you go.
0 of all those.
We will get to those new numbers on procrastination when Doc Thompson returns from his vacation. In the meantime, your Daily Mojo has been today a Ron Phillips production. Wherever you go, whatever you do, live by the 5 rules, except you, Zig Trucking Gator, and you got a shot of being right and being happy. Good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are.